Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures of Equinox, a Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. This is session 41. For being here, everyone gets a point of inspiration. Thanks, adults, for being willing to organize for an event. If you need a break, just let me know. Let's take that group pick. Uh-oh. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Wow, you look dastardly, Jesse.
Thank you. It's the mustache I'm growing in.
Oh, that is entirely it. It is a dastardly stash. Group picks. Here we go. 04.17. Excellent.
Is today the 17th?
Yes.
Wow, we
certainly
started
is.
we started the campaign that I run 3 years ago today.
How cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, roll a D100.
Oh gosh. Uh, 96.
Cool. Beery and Skywatcher, we are in the same day, so no need to send me your new spells. Let us now... Okay, begin. Last time we played, we started the session with you all having an evening in Lonelywood. Beery worked with the Hellions on teaching them to cook a litany of knucklehead trout recipes for the whole night. Jasper and 4chan worked together to maximize the amount of powder he could get from shaving down the former psi crystal he had been attuned to and then broken away from and then shattered. And while doing this, Jasper asked 4chan about, and Skywatcher snooped listening to, who this Oyama Nartok was and why 4chan wanted to go to Kelvin's Cairn. And 4chan kind of filled Jasper in, saying that, Oyama Nartok was a former member of his tribe that he actually never met. And she is apparently now a were polar bear who goes by the name Winter Walker. I think that's right.
Yep.
So, yeah. And spoke briefly about encountering another of sort of her were polar bear group named Far Roamer, and how he just, she seems like a pretty good person, and he would like to make sure she's okay. Jasper, following this, Jasper, 4chan, and Skywatcher went to the Happy Scrimshander, a local shop that sells Scrimshander supplies, Scrimshaw supplies, I should say, as well as things one would need to tattoo oneself and secretly some poison. But only Jasper really knows about that. While you all went to go to this shop, Bash stayed starfished out on the floor sleeping, and Goody seemed to be, kind of inwardly meditating. I will say, before you all leave, you all had a conversation about how centaurs would wear pants. It was very entertaining. A number of sketches were kind of submitted, and ultimately you determined that they just shouldn't. Following this conversation, Jasper offered to give Skywatcher Jasper's tattoo voucher that you all had gotten from promoting the business when you all did a shop here, so that Skywatcher could go and get a tattoo of his late snake friend Jormungandr, who the group had taken to calling Yormi without really discussing it with Skywatcher at all. Skywatcher was moved by this, touched, and agreed. You all went over to the Happy Scrimshander, got set up. Jasper expertly drew the tattoo on his skin of Jormungandr, and Iriskri, the store's owner, began to get to work. As she was doing her work, and you all were just kind of hanging out in the shop, a woman came in that you all had not met before. She left quite an impression. She had white hair, an eye patch, a white owl on her shoulder. It looked like she had a wand at her hip, and an entourage of kobolds, two of whom Forge Hand noticed seemed to be dead and brought back to life, as an amount of bone was obviously showing on them that would normally be associated with being dead. In her brief time in the shop, she spoke in Thieves' Cant quickly to the tattoo shop owner, or to the shop owner, Iriscree, inquiring about a prison up north. This mysterious white-haired woman was cut off mid-sentence, Iriscree telling her to shut up in Thieves' Cant, and then saying in common that they were booked up for the day and she'd need to come back either way later tonight or tomorrow. Jasper briefly tried to convince this mysterious woman to stay at the inn, and as part of that attempted to read her mind, but he was unable to do so, and he failed to convince her, and off she went into the night. Jasper then formed a mental connection to Skywatcher and Forge Hand and began to, you all were just kind of like mentally talking about the things that had just happened. And as you started this conversation, Jasper had a spark of a memory. All those years ago, you had been told that you needed to watch out that you don't end up north at Revel's End, which is a prison on the edge of the world where if you escape, it's kind of just like, well, good luck because you're going to freeze to death. Jasper sort of told the group about this deadly isolated prison and pondered a bit. You all realize that this Skywatcher's tattoo, even though Iriscree had like seemed to be a Rodolfo the Magnificent made tattoo gun, was going to take a while. It was a large piece. And so Jasper and Forge Hand went to run some errands. First, you stopped at the speaker, and you caught her as she was going for her nightly walk. You informed her that Bash and Moonstar were both friends and that they could be trusted. Following this, she said, cool, well, we need to talk to the townspeople. So Jasper, Skywatcher, and the speaker went to the local bar, the Lucky Liar, which at this point in the night was fairly packed, to get a drink, and in doing so, informing the majority of townspeople who and what Bash and Moonstar are, and that they shouldn't be fucked with, and that they can be trusted. They're not like wild animals, but they are dangerous. Jasper then stayed and had some drinks, talked to the townspeople, while Forge Hand went back to the inn and got a workout in. Skywatcher passed out multiple times as his tattoo was being done because it was hurty, and eventually he came to consciousness with the tattoo's completion. A quick cure wounds got rid of any need for bandages so you could show off your sick ink right away. And Equinox once again converged as Beery finished her recipes and came downstairs. You saw one another and shared news of the events of the day, as well as saw Skywatcher's sick new tattoo. You woke safely the next morning on the 7th of Uktar and got ready to depart. You had had some breakfast with the Hellions, and then Goody showed off that overnight, in combination with the mushrooms that you all had given him from Bola and this powerful healing water from the spring, and then finally Jasper's little crystals that he had kept in his pot for holding, had all sort of combined and fused with Goody. As he stood up out of his pot, he now had hands and little horns, and then he took Jasper into the hallway and showed off that he had grown 3 mushrooms on his body, glowing purple ones, and should the spores be released, they would mentally connect sort of whoever was in that cloud. In this case, it was Jasper, Goody, and a sort of eaves-peeping Skywatcher and Beery. Skywatcher wanted to test out the range right away by getting the fuck away from Goody. You found it to have about a 30-foot range. And Jasper was fairly happy to have a new way to speak to others despite the loss of 2 of his little crystals. Finishing breakfast, you gave your final instructions to Darmo to take over the inn. And as you were going to leave, you saw that Torga and her caravan had pulled up into town, and they were selling her wares. Needing to summon Moonstar, Skywatcher turned into a giant octopus, still bearing his sick new tattoo. And with the octopus, in addition to Forge Hand's sort of rhythmic slapping on the water, you summon Moonstar. Moonstar and the kids, sort of saw one another again, and you all loaded up in the boat, and off you went. On the way from Lonelywood to Bremen, you encountered two groups of fishermen who were fighting, or about to have a pretty serious fight, it looked like, from Tourmaline and Targos. And with the combination of magic and the threat of monster violence, you were able to quell these two groups and get them to part ways. From here, as you carried on, you made your way into a dense fog cloud and accidentally ran into another fishing boat, some fishers from Bremen, sort of knocking them out and breaking it. You all quickly saved the fishers, got them kind of back in their boats, bundled up a little bit, and then used magic to repair the boat, attached their boat to yours, and you took off. You made it to the edge of the ice around Bremen, and as you approached, you found Speaker Dorbelgruff Shalescar, the sort of partially blind, seemingly dementia-ridden dwarf town speaker, fishing without a fishing line but a pole on solid ice and not water. You convince him to come back to town and have a fish sandwich, and as you arrived back in town with the speaker, the town guards and his niece Della, who seemed to have really kind of be the speaker in a lot of senses, were great relieved. They made a show of you all bringing him back, calling you all heroes, and offered, for you to stay the night and play a show. You all rejected it, having to head out. You reacquired your axe beaks after paying their feeding fees. That's it's stacking up quick for Forge Hand because Mr. Beaks requires a great deal of food. And off you went. On the way to Targos from Bremen, you got to pass by Targos to get to Bryn Shander. You encountered a corpse, and with investigation, seemingly a member of the Arcane Brotherhood via the pendant brooch that was still on the clothing. That was really the only thing left of note. Besides, in the skull of this corpse, there was a still fleshy, glowing, moving, magic purple eye. You all had some conversations, and ultimately Jasper decided to take it along with the pendant, should you need to impersonate a member of the Brotherhood, and off you went. As you arrived at Targos, passing the gates, you saw a halfling with a dog arguing with the guards. Beery was recognized by some of the guards. One of them started to talk to her. He used to come and get cookies all the time, and then he was kind of told to collect the fee and shut up. At this point, the halfling sort of walked away from them frustrated and informed you all what was going on. In order to come and go from Targos now, you have to pay a gold every time. The people at the gate were charging this halfling, who you found to be named Keegan, for both himself and his dog, and he didn't have the gold for it. Keegan looked in a rough way. He told you that his husband had left with a group of adventurers to guide them up Kelvin's cairn, and that only his dog, the dog that was with you all, the dog named Boy, had returned. He asked if you all could go there and find him, and told you that he had stopped in Caer Konig on the way there. Skywatcher, as a direwolf, spoke to this dog and found out that a white creature, a large, furry, a white-furred creature, had scared them away, and that Keegan's husband had told the dog to run, and it did. Keegan had attempted to go there, and on the way sort of got attacked and fled. And basically, asked you all to look into this, which you all had already kind of planned to go up to Caer Konig, so not Caer Konig, but the Kelvin's Cairn, so not the biggest deal. Keegan did offer you all a room to stay in should you come back to town to Targos, and some scrimshander or some scrimshaw that they had created. Jasper figured out that this was the person who had actually made his pipe that he had gotten before the campaign started. You all paid the fee for Keegan and his dog Boy to get into town, and agreed to help before departing. The final stretch of travel, as you made your way from Targos to Bryn Shander, a blizzard hit. Everyone fairly distraught. However, it became advantageous. Usually a bad thing, this blizzard actually served to hide you all from a powerful orc hunting party, much to your all's relief. Only really known about due to Jasper's ability to read minds and pick them up just basically right on the edges of one another. You all walked by. 2 ships passing in the night. With that final encounter resolved without any issues, after being gone for like 8 days, you arrived back in Bryn Shander and made your way to Beery's Bakery. I should mention, as you made your way there were reactions. I mean, it's a blizzard, so a lot of people are indoors, but some are still outside. Skywatcher, are you still a direwolf at this point as you're coming into town? You would still have, like, the timer for it. It's up to you.
No.
Cool. Then I will say, Skywatcher is bigger than normal, but between him and obviously the much more Yeti-ified Bash, you all are turning some heads, but the fact that, he's with you all seems to stop anyone from sort of interfering, which is ideal. As you all made your way back into the bakery, you found it unharmed and unchanged, besides the creature that was in the metal box that you all had found in session 1 or 2 that the goblins had left behind after you fought them, which was still, trying to seemingly escape from the house from within the box. It had kind of wedged itself against the closet door and couldn't really do anything. And yeah, we pick back up there. You all are at the bakery. Skywatcher, because you're not a giant direwolf, you can fit inside of it. Everyone goes about sort of like unpacking their heavier things. Jasper, you can drop off the frame pack. You see Bash kind of goes over to his normal sleeping spot in here, very familiar with the space, it seems, and just kind of like gets into a ball for a nap. And as you all are kind of like settling in, unpacking a little bit, the door opens and Tilna from town comes in and says, "So, hello, welcome back. I'm glad you're all back. Is it done? Is the man who attacked me gone?"
Yeah.
He is. He won't be bothering you anymore. And I'll take out his skull.
Ah! Oh my god! She freaks out. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this here. And you see she pulls out from like a side bag a bag of coin, and it just clinks on the ground. And seeing the skull, she's freaked out, but
Oh, didn't mean to scare you.
She says, "Well, bad job."
That's fair.
And
That's
she
totally
kind of
fair.
quickly bundles up, ties herself off, and says, "Thank you for helping me. I'm going to go try and get my life back to normal. I won't be taking any more bribes. Goodbye, Equinox."
Is that your money?
As she's about to turn around and leave, she says, "This is what Hilda paid me. And this is what's left over. So I figured it should go to you all."
How much is it? Do you need money?
I'll be fine. I have a job. It's over 100 gold.
As long as you're sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm most sure that I just kind of want to get back to not living here and be back in my home and just kind of have some normal days for a while. The lottery's coming up in just like 7 days, so I gotta tend to that. And I went ahead and filled out your all's paperwork since you're all kind of living in town, so you at least don't have to do that part.
Thank you for
Great.
entering us in the lottery.
Well, you're in town, so you kind of have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if I hope I don't see you before then, out of necessity. You know, if I see you around, that's great. But I'm gonna get out of here.
Wait, take some cookies with you, and I'll get some like real old cookies from like the last time we were in town that have just been sitting in the display cases.
They're like, you know, more than a 10-day old and definitely crunchy. She says, thank you. These are good. I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna insight check that. I believe her.
Here,
Excellent.
throw these away on your way out.
Yeah, exactly. She takes them. At one point, accidentally drops them, and there's like a thud. It's like they hit the floor, and then sorry, I'm so sorry. And off she goes, into the day. I will say at this point it's past 2:00, so you know that the sun is set. As she leaves, everyone roll me a quick perception check.
Boy, I'm good at those.
16.
Spoke too soon.
I got a nope.
10.
17.
Excellent. Only Skywatcher notices it as she leaves. Not her, but you hear like brief flapping of wings, but see not the source, and the sound is fading as she like leaves.
I'm gonna run out
Wait,
really
you
fast.
didn't notice that, Jasper?
Oh shoot! No, I didn't. Flip. All right.
Skywatcher, do you do anything about it?
It was the sound of a sword.
Sound of flapping wings that were fading
Oh.
rapidly.
Fading wings that are Is it the owl? What is? Do I know what this would?
Do you run outside and
owls.
check?
Still with
Yeah, I want to see these flapping wings.
Okay, you hear it and you pop outside. Tilda's like, "Oh, what the? I'm leaving!" Roll me another perception check.
All right. It's at 26.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
I'm really perceptive, actually.
You do have disadvantage because it's nighttime, though.
All right. Natural 20.
Okay,
Fuck you.
so then 26 it is. You see, and it's just like the smallest little figure now at this point. It's like jetted off. What looks like a little hairy guy with wings just flying off into the city. Doesn't look like an owl. It's not something ever you've really seen before.
A little hairy guy with wings.
What?
And then it's just off into the darkness beyond your field of vision.
What are you running out there for?
Oh, just heard some flapping wings out here.
Flapping.
I don't know.
Did you see anything?
Yeah, it was a little fur guy. Just
Furry guy.
Did
I
it
don't know. I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
did it look like Danica's little wingy guy?
Did it?
I'll say with your 26, it did not. It looked
oh,
unfamiliar.
mm-mm.
What the hell?
I don't know what it was.
Unfamiliar. It wasn't the familiar.
It didn't seem familiar. It didn't seem like a familiar.
It was an
Wish I
unfamiliar
could fly.
familiar.
I would have chased it.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years.
Well, I mean, Okay,
Weird.
so I guess we saw a thing flying away. Since you got that skull out, and Jasper will kind of start doing like a little tippy tap dance. I'm like, y'all want to go get paid?
Yeah, I guess we might as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby, what are we getting paid for?
Oh
says.
yeah. Well, we as a group are gonna
As a
get.
group, I don't need money.
Well, yeah, but as a group, we when we beat up that guy that was working with the caravan, I don't
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we
I
got
was
to
there.
we
I
got to
think. Was I? Yes.
I mean, we've talked about it a lot. I feel like you were basically there.
Yeah, I think we got Ravis in first, and that's when we picked him up.
yes, I
Yeah.
was there. Vernus?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
He was eating the chwingas.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Well,
I love Tringas, and you see he does have two that are just kind of like sitting on his horns watching you all.
when did those get there?
They kind of been here for a while. They
Damn.
were in the forest. They kind of been coming and going.
Well, that's cool. Well, yeah. So anyway, we got his skull, and we need to take it to basically kind of my boss. There's a lady that I'm sort of affiliated with in town here, and she sent us to go, take care of that.
Kill the killer.
Uh huh. The one.
Sick.
Yeah. So, that's what we're gonna go do.
All right. Let's do it.
Cool. Y'all ready?
Yep. Oh, wait. Let me just do this. And Beery pulls out from that time we were in Bremen and Skywatcher tried to charm that shop owner. I tried to buy something non-magical as a little distraction, and it was some seashell wind chimes. So I'm gonna put those up outside my house.
Nice.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
cool.
How coastal.
I think you are wise enough to know if these stay outside, they'll probably eventually freeze and break. And they would work great as like a door chime inside. But for the
Ooh.
time being, if you wish to leave them outside, you can.
Now let's door chime them. That's better.
Cool. Yeah, you set it up so when the door opens, it's like the thing that gets read into.
That's cool.
Perfect. I love this. Well, cool. You all get yourselves ready and depart from Beery's Bakery. Roundabouts probably like 3 p.m. at this point. No, let's say 2:45. Let me put you back on the map. You're in Bryn Shander.
Oh baby.
Boom. Brenny.
Hey, there's my house.
There you are. So, from here, off to the north look you go. Coming down, making your way down. You pass the Emporium, you pass the Hook Knucklehead, you come through the Market Square. A lot of people are already kind of shutting down from the day now that the sun's setting. You pass the Smithy, make your way up the Central Lane. In the Market Square, of course, there was one of the Children of Oril just sort of shouting and miserably sort of shivering in the snow as they are wont to do with their missing sort of blackened body parts from frostbite. But yes, as you arrive at the Northlook Inn, you make your way into this 2-story building, seeing the sort of chimneys puffing out smoke. There's 2 lit torches, the wooden sign that says the North Look, nothing too fancy. You come in, make your way through the mudroom, sort of stamp your snow off, past the coat hooks. Everyone take, as you come inside, it's warm in here. Them having that like double door situation sort of traps more of the heat. It's nice. It's comfortable air. It's sort of dimly lit, with the lanterns and the roaring fireplace. You see a number of people spread around the bar. Some of them look to be playing some sort of game. They have like a grid style map, little pieces. All of them seem to have paperwork. They're like rolling dice. One person sort of seems to be in charge of this situation. You see another little redhead human woman just staring into the fire on one side, playing her one of her musical instruments. And Scram Sax, of course, greets you as you come in. Oh, hey there! Welcome back to the Northlook Inn. And Jasper, right away, you see Hlyn Trollbane sitting at the bar. And as he welcomes you all, she kind of wheels around in her seat and says, Equinox, welcome back. It has been some time. How are we doing?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. We just got back in town. We just came back from Bremen. We got a lot to.
You've been out helping people.
I mean, we've been helping people, taking care of some stuff. Just kind of how it goes.
Have you had a job sort of well done then?
We've had one really good job well done, and then we've done a couple, little side jobs and stuff. It's pretty cool.
All right. You'll have to tell me about it. I guess first and foremost, would you mind coming to my room and we can talk about the things we need to talk about? Just Jasper, if that's all right with you all, Equinox.
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. She, gets her cane and sort of hobbles off to her room with you behind her.
Beery,
pulls out a key. What?
Can I borrow your bag real quick?
Right, sure. Hands that over.
Beery passes off the bag of holding. You all make your way to her room. It's fairly simple. You see a little bit. It seems like this is kind of where she's staying long term. She's paying the monthly rate, maybe. Bits of little, dwarven decor here and there, little trinkets and trophies. And as she comes in, closes the door behind you, she says, so, do you have the head? With a bit of a smile.
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird.
What's weird about it?
Well, so, it was Vernus. But as, we caught him kind of outside in the middle of the night.
Who? Is this the name?
Yeah, so it was a man named Vernus. He was traveling with the caravan. He was like,
I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Do you remember seeing a fellow with like glowing blue eyes traveling with them?
I can't say I do, but I don't really like Torga, and I tend to ignore her when she's around.
Yeah, I mean, it was that guy. Not a real big deal, but we set a trap. He was going around eating chewingas, like they're little kind of.
God,
yeah,
horrifying.
Real gross. Anyway, so we fought him, and as we were fighting him, his skin kept falling off, and this is what we got down to when I don't know, he was almost dead. He was like a black skeleton thing, and it'll pull out the big skull.
Oh my God! Look at this! And she holds it close and looks at the little dots of blue in the eye sockets. Well, is this magical? I mean, I guess so from the eyes, right?
Yeah, we don't really travel with somebody that's proficient with magic stuff like that. We have a friend that could potentially look at this, but she's not in Brinchander, so it's we'd have to go. Danica's in Tourmaline, right?
Yes, I think you have had this identified properly.
I don't know if it was properly identified, but we got
someone checked it out.
Yeah, we got the general idea of what it does.
Okay.
It grants immunity to cold and the effects of blizzards, grants a paralyzing frost breath. Once attuned, you can eat chewingas to get wintry powers.
Oh, yeah.
It is cursed.
Yeah, so I'll tell her that. Yeah. So I don't know if
Well,
this was
alright.
like.
I don't know if you're aware. There's a shop in town. It's called Abel's Arcana. If you need anything identified, he can do it. It's not too expensive either. I
Okay.
think you did have it identified, and it was by Rodolfo because he also
Oh,
offers those.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
But yeah, should you need someone in Brynchander, he can help out with things like that.
okay. Well, I mean, I hope I was able to do what you expected of me as, far as like our relationship goes. Like that, this was cool and everything, but I was really just trying to make sure that, I was able to get in well with, our affiliated groups.
Aye. Well, that'll take a bit more work, but here first. And as you hand over the skull, she sits it on the bed, kind of looking at it, scratching her hair. She goes over to her nightstand, opens it up, pulls out a bag, pulls out another bag from inside that, and hands you a bag, and she says, "That's 200 gold in there."
Wow.
So,
Thank you very much.
what were you all planning to do next?
Well, it's kind of a side thing. We've been playing like music shows, and actually, one of the people in our group died. Really kind of gruesome murder situation, and we haven't had time to investigate it, and I really would like to be able to do that. Because there's some weird stuff going on. There's weird stuff going on everywhere, actually. But I think the next thing that we were going to focus on was going to look for this like polar bear person up on Caer Koenig.
That's Oyama, or what's her name?
Oyama
Oyam-
Nartok. Do you know her?
That's it. I've heard about her.
Wasn't it
What do
Kelvin's
you know?
Cairn, by the way?
Oh yeah, sorry, Kelvin's Cairn.
Supposedly some polar bear person that roams about the Dale. I've heard people be afraid of her. I've heard other people saying that she helped them. So that's about it. I've never encountered her in person, personally, but I've heard tale.
Okay.
So you're heading up to the cairn.
Yeah, I mean that kind of just seems like the next big target for us.
Okay, well that's great. Yeah, I actually, since you're heading to the cairn, it would save you time actually if you cut through the Dwarven Valley. And I was wondering if you did that. I'm wondering. I guess I'm telling you, as your boss, I need you to go meet Stokely Silverstream, the Dane of the Western Dwarves of the Valley, called the Battlehammer Clan. Those dwarves have been trying to reclaim some parts of the eastern side of the valley that they lost years ago during a civil war, and they've had problems. Anyone that they've sent in so far hasn't come back out. I'm going to send you with a sealed scroll. You'll likely be seen by patrols on the way there. They run a tight ship. If you show them the scroll, tell them I sent you, they'll take you to the Dane, and he'll fill you in more on what's going on. Dane Stokely Silverstream. I see you got your little notepad out there and you're taking notes.
Silverstream?
Yes, Stokely Silverstream.
Okay.
It's because his family continuously found large veins of silver. So it was almost like a river of it, like a stream.
I get
you
it.
get it.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So I guess we want to be seen by guards.
They're guards.
They're
yes.
guards.
And they'll take you to their leader, and he'll set you up officially, so you don't have to worry about any of the other doors, doing anything.
Oh, is that something I need to worry about otherwise?
I would say if you tread upon dwarven lands, you will interact with dwarves, and it's best to come with, your manners.
Okay. Understood.
Be polite. Show this scroll, and she pulls a scroll out and hands it to you. You see it's sealed with wax. And the little seal inside of it looks to be a very simple troll with like an axe sticking out of its head.
Huh.
That's my seal, Trollbane. You know.
That's cool as hell.
And I will say, just as a bit of encouragement, the dwarves of the valley have the finest craftsmanship in the Dale. And if you're looking to, upgrade some of your weapons or armor, that's the place to go. They should be able to help you with this. And if you help them with this reclamation of the Eastern Valley, they would be inclined to a healthy discount.
Okay. Well.
So, definitely report back to me after you've helped them, and I sort of need this done yesterday. I'm repaying a favor to the Dane from years ago. He reached out to me about it about 5 days ago, and I've been waiting for you to come back. So I'm glad you're here.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that it took so long.
Look, you got it done. Let's go back and join with Equinox. You all can tell me about things that happened.
Okay. Cool. Then let's go.
Cool. You have 200 gold that you can add to your inventory. You have this scroll from Hlyn, and the two of you all depart, leaving the skull in Hlyn's bedroom as she locks the door behind her. You make your way back into the tavern proper and read. I just clicked on the stream tab and immediately heard myself echoing.
Oh god.
As you come back out, Equinox, have you all just sort of maybe gotten a drink, gotten some food, and had a table, or what are you all doing in this meanwhile while Jasper's doing some business?
Yeah, probably just grabbed a table.
Sick. You hear, some music being played. The people over there are rolling some dice around. Occasionally there's a cheer. You see another few people playing darts. It looks like there's a game of cards going on at another table. People are staying busy. People are having drinks. And not too long after you've ordered, maybe your food's about to come out. You have your drinks. You're sipping on them. Jasper and Hlyn come back to the table, and she pulls a seat out and sits down with you all and says, "So, Jasper tells me that you all have been out there helping the people. What sort of things you've been doing around the Dale? Besides the little errand that I sent you on." She smiles.
Well, there were many awakened animals bothering the people of Lonelywood, and we found the source of that and put an end to it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
Jasper killed one with a snowball.
Jasper
Jesus.
just puts his head in
True.
his hands a little bit.
Dangerous with anything. Not even a blade.
Sometimes it just happens that way.
Did you all happen to make your way to Targos?
Not yet. Kind of got the scenic view of it, but we've been kind of just handling some other stuff and haven't really taken the time to go. But we did pass by, and they're charging people a gold to get in and a gold to get out.
Aye, their speakers instituted some new rules that are a bit hard on those coming and going.
Yeah. Seems like a real asshole.
Aye, I'm inclined to agree.
You ever hear kind of a story of a red lady on the lake?
Like a ghost or something?
Yeah, exactly like a ghost.
Maybe just the faintest bit. I don't tend to pay attention to a lot of that. Why?
What? It's funny. There was a ghost. She was on the lake.
Shite.
Yeah, we, long story short, we're buzzing along with Moonstar. Oh, that's another thing we got to tell you. The lake monster? Yeah, there's a lake monster. But, twist, she's a good monster, and she's our friend. So, she kind of helps us out and stuff. Really cool. So, yeah, buzzing
She's a
along.
total sweetheart.
And it seems the name Monster was even a faux pas itself. Her name is Moonstar.
Oh,
Wait.
look at that.
I thought she was called Moonstar because it sounds like monster, right?
I think it's the other way around.
Hey,
That's a interesting coincidence then.
Yeah, it sure is.
Tomato,
Huh.
People call her
tomato.
monster, and she misunderstood it. And it doesn't matter. It's
So, this is one of the talking ones then.
Mhm.
Yes.
Tomato, potato.
Yeah.
There was also a woolly mammoth who was awakened and traveled with us for some time before his demise.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Yep. But we ended up finding that the ghost bones at the bottom of the lake. And then we buried them, and then I don't know, we saw our ghost again. It was actually really scary. But then she went to sleep. So that's cool. I don't know, it kind of looks around. There was an evil druid of Oril that was animating all the animals out in the forest. We kind of killed her too. It's kind of some of the stuff that we sing about when we play our shows. We kind of tell the stories of the things that we've encountered and the stuff that we've helped people with or enemies we've defeated.
I kind of thought some of that was bullshit, but you're telling me that's all real.
Yeah, make that up.
Yes. It sounded ridiculous.
That would take quite the imagination to imagine those things.
Yeah. I mean, you never know what artists can get up to
Yeah.
when they're making their different things.
How about this? You want to know something real fucked up? And I guess at this point, Jasper would have ordered multiple whiskeys at the bar, and we'll just just take the newest one he has and just down it real fast, and he'll be like, "Listen up, we heard about this fucking huge spider that if you look up in the sky, you won't even notice it. It's so fucking big, and then whoosh, it just flies away on the wind."
Roll a persuasion check.
I've
She's
forgotten
just
about
like,
that.
what the fuck?
Brought back the nightmares.
Can I have a help action from
I'll
Skywatcher for
say-
saying that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, because I rolled a 5. Ugh. Oh no, I rolled an 8. God damn it. So that is a 12.
Okay. Sure.
I didn't
All right.
believe it either, but I got it from a good source. So
Well, if you kill it and bring part of me to it, I'll believe you then. But that sounds fucking ridiculous to me. Did you see it?
I don't know. They said if you look up, you won't be able to know it's there because it's so big.
Who said what? Who told you this madness?
Oh shit. Who?
Was
Who
it
did tell us?
endurance?
Yeah,
That
it was.
was
Yeah.
the reindeer.
No, it was the tree.
No.
It was the tree.
Oh, the tree. There's
What?
a tree.
All right, funny story. It gets even weirder. We saw a fucking tree that we could talk to in the forest, and it told us that there is a spider that is as big as the world. I don't know.
A talking tree told you about a giant sky spider.
A talking.
Okay.
I know
A
it
talking
sounds
tree.
made up, but Eldath's honored.
I mean, it sounds like a really good, well-written story that I think a lot of people would love. But, it's a story, for sure. Nothing real to it.
Insight check. Is Flynn scared of this big spider?
Roll an insight check.
Ooh. Wow, that's a 21.
She doesn't believe you.
Well, all right. I guess I just gotta kill a spider as big as the world. I don't know.
Peace the world. Ridiculous. Well, Jasper here tells me you all are heading up to the cairn next. Kelvin's cairn. Looking for Oyoman Artak, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the plan.
That's correct.
I informed Jasper that there's a favor I ask of you, a job for him involving the dwarves of the valley, and I've given instructions to Jasper about who to talk to and a scroll has been provided. You'll find out some more of the information. But I would ask that you all try to tend to that with haste, if you would. And it's on the way to the cairn. So, there's that.
We can do it yesterday, right? And
That's when it needs to be done by.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we got time to eat?
Yeah. You all just came back into town, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe waited. Maybe, head out tomorrow. It's
Okay.
good to travel by the sun, if you can.
Sure. All right. Well, damn. What do y'all want to do with the rest of the night?
I wouldn't mind
it's-
cooking you all a nice meal.
Oh, let's go
It's
back
a
to the
preview
bakery.
right now.
You can split up the money for the group.
Okay.
Goody winks. And then Hlyn says, that is a talking plant. All right, maybe I'm believing you a little bit more about the talking tree.
You will eventually trust that I just wouldn't lie to you.
Aye, telling tales.
Some people, but when it comes to work, I don't play.
I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, I'm gonna have me a drink, and I'm gonna go beat that guy at darts and get him to buy me a drink after, and hopefully I'll see you when you get back.
What's she drinking?
You see that she's brought over a glass of whiskey, and she's finished it in her time that she's been talking to you.
Cool. Jasper is gonna put enough gold for 2 whiskeys on the bar, and we'll leave.
Scramsack says thank you and just takes the money.
Cool.
I don't really know what this is for, but I'll take it.
Well, I sat it in front of Hlyn for her drinks, but you can keep that as a tip,
Okay.
and he'll put the same amount down in front of Hlyn. Say, this is for your drinks this evening.
Oh, well,
How
I
much
appreciate that.
How much is that altogether?
35
You're-
gold.
you're finding the shots of whiskey here to be like half a gold each.
Okay, so 2 gold.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your generosity for your employer, Jasper.
Have a good night.
You too. And unless there's anything else you all want to say, you all begin to make your way back to the bakery.
Yeah.
Excellent. You work your way back across town, coming to the center, once again passing through the now mostly closed marketplace, one of the children of Oril.
Wait, do I know where that Arcana place is? I don't think it's on the map.
You don't. If you want to have asked about it, she
Yeah.
would have said, it's about between if you take the wall between the southwest gate and the east gate, it's closer to the southwest gate. If that makes. Do you have a map of town?
Yeah, I do.
She pulls it out and points it out. And if you look at the very bottom of the map, Abel's Arcana's on there.
Oh shoot, it was covered up by the name bar. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Appropriate that you didn't see that before, as she points it out to you.
Thank you.
Hi. Good luck out there.
Thanks.
Cool. And yes, you all depart. You make your way back to this market. Again, you see one of the children of Oril screaming about how the maiden's glorious misery shall someday consume us all, and off you go, not wanting to listen to a fucking crazy person. And as you make your way back to the bakery, you do see, as you come up, there is a small fellow waiting outside the door. He looks to be about 3 feet tall. Seems gnomish. You can see he has nearly iridescent blue eyes, long jet black hair, pale skin. He's got a mustache. He's wearing a sort of bundled up trench coat, pair of boots on. He's wearing a little trilby hat. And on his shoulder, you see a little winged monkey creature. And he has his hands in his pockets as he looks up to you all. Skywatcher, you immediately recognize that was the creature that I saw fly away earlier. In the movie, this person would be played by Tom Hiddleston. And here is what he looks like. Share, show, 2 players.
We know what Tom Hiddleston looks like.
Yes. And here is his little monkey friend sitting on his shoulder. Corey, I'm going to tell you what everyone looks like in front of you because it is your characters. I guess you've seen them at the performance. Would you like me to describe everyone? Or are you good? I'll describe everyone.
I'm good. I've watched a lot of your all's streams.
Cool.
and-
You've seen the feed, you know.
Hell yeah.
You
good.
see, finally, after all of your waiting, Equinox stands before you, coming back to Beery's Bakery as you kind of sit there leaning against the wall, puffing your pipe. What do you all do?
Hello?
Hello. Glad you're back in town, Equinox. You can call me Thistle Persimmon. I'm the lead investigator of Prickly Investigations. I've recently taken up the case about your dearly departed friend Corpse Grinder's death. So do you mind if I'd come in so we can talk? And this lovely beast is my friend Donkey.
Sort of briefly
Pretty
like
cute.
waves a hand.
That's not a donkey.
Wait, since when? Since
What's
when
a
do they have
donkey?
wings?
What?
Donkey's just
What's
his
a
name.
donkey with
donkey?
you?
I don't, wait,
Jesus Christ. On point, Skywatcher.
another pipe guy? Hell yeah. Well, I don't know what to say. Is there somewhere we can go? Are we going?
Oh, yeah. Right inside.
Cool.
Easy enough, Beery. Unlock the door. Welcome everyone in. Thistle joins you all behind. Notably, he's like, 3 feet tall, so everyone here is way bigger than him. This is the tall crew. I think Skywatcher's 7 foot, Beery's 7 foot, Forge Hand's a little taller than them, and Jasper's like a normal sized human. So,
Aren't I taller?
you're
Aren't I
definitely like looking
extra
up to.
big?
Oh yeah, and right now because of a potion, you don't know about this. Skywatcher's actually like 10 feet tall. But yeah, you're
How's you
looking up
guys?
to them as you talk for sure. And you enter Beery's Bakery, which I will describe. The exterior of the building, as I've said, is a 2-story building with a slanted roof atop white plaster walls reinforced by heavy wooden beams. At the street level, there are 2 windows with curtains drawn for the night, with curtains now open. A sign nailed above the front door reads Beery's Bakery in elegant script, and the sign that this whole time has said closed is now flipped to open. As you enter the building, it is warm compared to the Bryn Shander cool air. I'll say, Beery, in the time that you were here, you activated the hot box and got the place warm again. Both in temperature and atmosphere. Tall display cases line both sides of the walls, making 2 aisles with another case down the center about waist high. Slanted racks within show off. There's not really many baked goods here. Some things seem pretty stale. You see where baguettes could be held, croissants could be held, muffins, cakes, cookies, tarts, but all of the counters are pretty sparse at this point. The space above the central case is inhabited by a hanging blown glass sculpture depicting 2 birds in flight. In the front left corner of the building, a small basin of water babbles gently in a spiral, flowing over a small mossy log. Towards the back, behind a long countertop, you can see a workspace here that is well utilized. The walls are covered with shelf after shelf of artisanal ceramic jars, each labeled with baking ingredients, with pots and utensils hanging from hooks on the ceiling. You also see what appears to you to be a full-size Yeti just sleeping in a corner, rolled up in a ball. He doesn't seem to acknowledge you as you come in. You do see a very large hammer next to it, just sort of like nearby, or maybe he's like kind of wrapped up around it. Welcome to Beery's Bakery, Thistle.
As everybody walks in, Jasper is going to lock the door and will connect to Thistle.
Bang! Hits you like a piece of metal in the head as you try to do that. Fuck!
Okay. Do I have a headache?
Roll a wisdom save.
16.
16. No, it's just like for a second you rub your head, but it passes. It doesn't come on like the headaches did before. It seems you are growing sort of better at thrusting yourself into it without hurting yourself.
Okay. He will kind of subtly put his hand on the hilt of his long blade and just say, "Who are you again?
Thistle Persimmon.
Who sent you to come find us?"
Well, I've been working with the King's Guard or Town's Guard on small investigations here and there in town, but after Corpse Grinder's death, I've taken up that investigation as well. So, I have some information for you all on that, but in exchange, I'd like to join your all's group in the cause to put an end to this winter. What do you say?
Insight check? Do I?
Yes, roll an insight check.
I'll do the same.
And Thistle, you can roll either persuasion or deception. You don't have to say, but just send me the number, I'll say.
Are you sure you're up for that? I mean, I think a good blizzard would just blow you away. Says the 7'3" guy who is over twice as tall as you are.
I rolled a 13.
A natural 20 for 27.
Wow.
You genuinely think he is here to end the winter, and that he does in fact have information about Corpse Grinder's case. This dude seems like a legitimate investigator to all of you. Sort of PI vibes is, I guess, what you're reading. You can see the monkey on his shoulder is also like looking at each of you as you talk, seemingly like keeping up with bits of the conversation. I'll say, Beery, with your natural 20, he looks. You notice a hilt at his side. You see maybe the bulge of what looks maybe like a spell book or something like that,
okay.
like under his coat. He's got a little traveling backpack. Like, he looks like he could potentially, hit the road and contribute. That's what you get with your nat 20.
Group huddle.
Equinox all puts their heads together, sort of leaving you to the side, Thistle.
I think we can trust him, guys. I mean, think about it. We were all kind of called to this path in a divine way. It seems like maybe he has been called in the same way, even if he doesn't know it yet.
Jasper will. Oh, go ahead.
Seems kind of weird that he just kind of, wouldn't tell us the information. We got to trade information on investigation for letting him join us. Feels like trying to join our cool kids club. You know what I mean? He's kind of blackmailing us or whatever, extorting.
To be fair,
something.
We are pretty cool, and it makes sense that someone would be intimidated by us and feel the need to withhold something so that they seem like they have value before they've proven themselves,
I will say, in my line of work, information is a form of currency. So, knowing things kind of makes you important. But Jasper will kind of peek his head up to Thistle and will say, "Hey, you got a god?"
No, I'm not a religious individual.
Hey, I wasn't either, but maybe you'll get selected in the draft or something. We'll just kind of like look around to the rest of the group, and just going off of Beery's, encouragement will drop the hostility.
You get your hand off of your weapon.
Yes.
So what do you all? Yeah, I guess say. How's it go?
Well, Equinox, everything I've told you so far has been truthful. I do want to help end this winter. I was at your last show and heard your declaration to help the town in the winter. I've wanted to meet you since. I tried to meet you the next day, but I got a little drunk after your show and woke up late, and you'd already left.
Sounds like you had a good time. I'm glad to hear that.
It was a good show.
Cool. Do you play an instrument?
No.
Unfortunate, but that's okay. Well, I mean, are the rest of the little scarf gloves, are they in the bag?
Yes, I have this.
I guess y'all wanna. Can we give him one of the scarves, and that can be his that's how he gets in the group?
His token of membership. Thistle, you see a plant that you thought was just a plant this whole time speaks. It has a face, little arms that kind of stands up. Hello, I am Goody. I am also a member of Equinox.
Yeah.
What a fantastic creature. It's been a long time since I've spoken to a plant.
The only member of Equinox that's shorter than you, by the way. Yes, it is nice to meet you. And he offers his little stubby hands.
Beery's wearing one of those scarves with pockets herself.
Yes. Did that come through? Show to players? Did that pop up?
Popped up for me.
Great. There you go. That's what Goody looks like. The little plant that's talking to you.
Nice.
Tonight I also have a scarf. I don't think I ever officially got
There.
one.
15 gold each to
No.
both of you.
Come on! No!
But they're
I don't even
free
have-
for members of the band. And Beery gives him one.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Anybody else? We have 95 more.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's a little whack to wear your own merch, but
Goody looks at it and then says, "No, it's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's
you're
a
just
scarf with pockets. Come on.
That's
I
not
mean,
pockets."
I wouldn't know. I'll just take your word for it.
Well, all right. So there's your scarf. What do you know about Corpse Grinder's death?
It's a deal, right? He's in.
Yeah. Did you see the magic that just happened there when he put the scarf on?
No, I missed it.
Damn.
Shit.
Hey, pay attention next time.
I'll press the digitation a couple of sparks off my hand.
Oh my god, I can see it.
Whoa!
Okay.
You do
Well-
magic too?
I dabble a little.
Okay. Cool.
Welcome to Equinox, please.
Whisper to 4chan, look at this conjurer of cheap tricks over here.
Nailed it. But like I said, I got pretty drunk after your show and woke up the next day or about noon after you all had left town. But it didn't take me long to hear about Corpse Grinder's death. So, being an investigator in town connected with the guards, I went to the crime scene, and with my admittedly keen senses and tools of the trade, I was able to track the two murderers that killed Corpse Grinder and his partner for the night from Kelvin's Comfort to Winterheim, the Temple of the Frostmaiden.
This is a place
So-
in town.
Yes, the Temple of the Frostmaiden in town. And I'll tell you why while I didn't get to see their faces, from what I could see, their size, their shape, their posture, their mannerisms, and their sound, I believe the two murderers to be brothers, if not twins. And also with speaking with the guards, I think you all already know. You may have figured this out for the guards. All the runes and the scene of a arcane ritual, that was all bullshit. I think you'd already figured that out. So well done on your investigation. Bravo. But something that
I definitely
something
that one.
excellent. Something that developed the next night, though, while you all were gone, I saw a skinless, muscle devil creature clutching a piece of paper fly off into the middle of the night. And while I'm saying that, I'll minor illusion the creature that I saw for the team.
Oh, dang it!
And while you all are looking
the
at
hammer, the hammer comes out immediately, just and is lit. Like, the fuck is that?
So later that same day, I went to the coroner and was able to convince them to tell me that that beast, that winged, nasty, skinless muscle devil, actually burst from Corpse Grinder's body. And
What?
I don't have any more information on that. I wasn't able to track it where it went.
What the hell?
Are you suggesting that Corpse Grinder gave birth to this demon beast?
In a much more graphic, chest-bursting fashion, yes.
It's like his son or daughter. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Corpse Grinder. I don't know if you know this, where babies come from, but they don't come out the top parts.
And they usually have skin.
Oh, true.
Well, now Jasper. And Beery will lift up her shirt and show her C-section scar. Sometimes they do.
Wow.
See, I'm not gonna question how that stuff works. That ain't, my parts don't work that way, so I don't know.
I've never thought much about the insides of a centaur, but now I'm wondering how I give birth. Well, not me, but
Yeah, would you hold it in your abdomen or would you hold it in your horse parts?
I wonder if the baby would fall like when a horse gives birth.
Oh. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
God.
No. I don't know.
The
This doesn't matter.
first it was the pants, and now it's which womb does a centaur use? Oh,
We're,
Do you think it comes out half and half, and then you put it together?
we're getting sidetracked.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
You were
it's
talking
baby.
about a skinless devil that had burst out of our friend.
Corpse
Yeah.
Grinder's baby. Right.
That's
Continue.
fucking crazy as hell.
Wait,
Well, that's all the info
Ben
that I've
did
been
it?
able to gather while you all were out of town.
So you talked to the sheriff?
Yes.
Did he seem on the up and up to you? He seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah, he seemed on the up and up to me, but we could pay him a visit. And
Okay, I mean, I know that they have that. They were saying like their weapons were going missing and stuff. I don't know if any of this stuff is connected, but he was like, all our weapons are vanishing.
he did. The sheriff did ask me to look into that. He said weapons were going missing from the armory. I didn't immediately suspect the sheriff of putting me on the trail of their own inside job, but that could be an angle.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a distraction or something. But all right, well, I mean, that stuff's very helpful, and I appreciate anybody looking into this because, to the Dale, Corpse Grinder wasn't really anybody, but he was somebody to us. So I appreciate that.
Sorry for your loss.
It happens.
So you wanna join us, but there's a lot of things out there that want us dead. How do you keep yourself alive?
I can fight when I need to. I was in quite a scuffle just last night.
Oh, what happened?
I made a new friend in town who's also interested in ending this winter with us. and we had a few drinks and wandered about town. And we might have had a few too many and gotten lost. And then in an alley, 5 bandits approached us and tried to relieve us of our weapons and goodies. And at that point, however I'm carrying all the bandits' weapons, I'll show them. Like, it didn't go well for the bandits.
Yeah, you pull them out of your backpacks, and he lays
fuck
out
around and
5
check it out.
scimitars, 5 daggers, and 5 light crossbows.
Damn. Jasper's very excited by this. You know, the last time, actually, funny story. Last time I was in an alley, super wasted. So, you know, it's kind of in the same vein. I followed this fucking guy out in the alley and I punched him in the head so hard he fucking died. It was funny. Oh,
Where was this?
Beery, actually, yeah, no, not here, but the last time I thought about this was when you made that spaghetti. This fucking guy, his name was Freddy Spaghetti. And, you know, he's a fucking little dirty ass kitty diddler. But I fucking punched him so
Language,
hard in the
please.
head.
As you're talking, Jasper, you see Beery has gone over and is starting to cook.
You make spaghetti.
Oh
You happen to be thinking about that beforehand, right?
no! Yeah.
Just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I punched that guy so fucking hard he died. Anyway, it was funny story. But cool. I love kicking people's ass in the alley. So if you ever want to, you know,
Well, I'm not much for punching. I more rely on, and as I'm saying that, you see Thistle reach to his belt and pull a silver hilt out, and as it's drawn, liquid metal, it comes from the top of the hilt into a dagger, then into a sword, then into a rapier. And I'll flip it around and put it away.
The monkey's clapping on your shoulder.
yeah, Jasper's just
Donkey.
actively like pogging. He's just like, "Ugh, that's fucking cool. I love that.
Magic sword. Magic
Okay, metal. Metal doesn't do that. What just happened? What was that? And I want to see it again.
I'll do it. I'll take it out, do it again.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't make this. So I can't really explain its function.
Good for stabbing, though.
Great for stabbing.
And
Was
you
it-
can.
Was it Rodolfo who made it? Do you know of Rodolfo?
I would say, Thistle, you're aware of the existence of a traveling gnome merchant. I don't know that you all have crossed paths.
Okay. I'm familiar with this Rodolfo, but I haven't met them, and no, to my knowledge, they didn't make this.
Well, he's pretty talented. I wouldn't think it beyond his capacity.
Barry says from the kitchen.
So you can do some magic too? Goody says.
Yeah, I can do a little bit of magic when need be.
Let me
A
ask
lot.
you this:
It aids me in my investigation a lot, but also in the scuffle from time to time.
are you one of those people that can kind of look at a magic thing and tell what it does?
I can, with the assistance of and he'll reach into his waistband again and pull out a regular sized, for the rest of, well, for you all probably small, but for me quite large magnifying glass.
Oh,
So with this, I can do many clever things. Is there something you'd like me to identify?
Hey,
Did you buy that from Rodolfo?
No.
No, we've been over this, Skywatcher.
Okay.
so
This thing you did, you went over it with this one?
No, that's like him knowing he hasn't met Rodolfo.
Yeah, I forgot. He had a magnifying glass, I think. Yeah, Anyway.
I got this weird. He'll kind of like reach into his coat pocket and pull out the eyeball, and just kind of
Yeah, you see Thistle. He pulls out an odd-looking eyeball I'll show to players again. It is glowing purple, seems inherently magical as he like unfolds this like little like handkerchief it's in. You see the little like tendrils on the back are like slightly undulating, and like the eye itself kind of like moves and looks up at you. It has like, runes carved into the pupil. You've never seen anything like this. It obviously looks magical. You could definitely use your magnifying glass to identify it if you'd like.
So Thistle will reach up to Jasper and ask, "May I?"
Oh, absolutely. You want it in the handkerchief, or you just want to touch it?
I'll just touch it.
All right,
I'm wearing
cool.
gloves.
Just hand it off then.
Excellent. Thistle, you hold your magnifying glass above it and look through it, activating the identification spell within it. The rim of the magnifying glass glows with a number of runes, and then through the magnifying glass you see it like does a few lines across it, and then the information just starts floating around the edges of the glass, sort of filling you in on what this thing is. And Corey, I'm sending this to you. You immediately are like, wow, this is complicated. And it does more things, and it's weaker now, but it could be more powerful.
Okay.
This is our vestige of divergence.
Do you want me to read this off?
If you'd like to, or I can describe it.
Yeah, you want
Either way, you have it.
I'm unfamiliar with the material. It'll be clunky. Would you?
Yeah,
would
no,
you
you're good.
describe it?
As you identify this, and I'm assuming that you tell them what you learn as you're doing it.
Yeah.
You see this to be an item known as the Esper Eye. Apparently, it belonged to a being named Esper long ago, and to attune to it, you need to have a vacant eye socket, which you will insert it into, and it will graft itself to your head. If you don't have a vacant eye, you're going to have to pull one out, and that would hurt. Wearing this alone will increase your wisdom. It will increase your perception with that eye. And over time, the longer you have it, it will allow you to do various magical things, the least of which is telepathy. You intuit that in the future it will have more abilities that are closer to, like, it will have teleportation powers in addition to, like, mind control, and finally, like, being able to see through time at its final form. Using the magics within it, though, can damage the person who is using it, which is just part of bearing this item. Yeah, that's essentially what you explain. If you want to fully spell it out, I can. I'll just send this information over to the Equinox chat. Or whoever will attune to it, I say I'll send this information to.
That sounds.
I do not volunteer as tribute.
Let me ask you a question. That last
do
part
it.
you said.
Good, he says, and then says, "No, I won't take it. That's the
The last part about using the things that it can do, damaging somebody. Would you say maybe that sounds a little cursy?
It feels a little cursy, right?
You're muted.
less cursy and more just like paying a
Physical
price.
strain.
Yeah, like it's just like the item takes a toll, but it is not within the D&D meta terms cursed. It just has a cost.
So more cost than losing your eyeball.
Do we
And
know the nature of this damage? Like, is it just like taking away hit points, or is it like reducing max health?
It will temporarily reduce your max hit points until an amount of time has passed and you've rested. But that's just removing an eye. Jasper, I'll say, I mean, I guess I'll send something to Bryce so as to not say everything in front of everybody.
That sounds very interesting. Oh man, this seems like something I really might be interested in. Let me think about it,
That
because
still
it's
sounds
also
sketchy as fuck.
kind of crazy.
I mean,
Thistle
sketchy as
pulls out
fuck.
his dagger and says, "Let's do it. I'll help."
At this point, Beery, you've like formed up your meatballs. You've, passed your pasta through the pasta maker, and you're like cooking up the sauce. You're about to start boiling the noodles. Dinner's moving close, or I guess late lunch or early dinner is moving closer to being eaten by everybody.
I guess I don't know. I'll wait until dinner's ready. But Jasper will just kind of
Now,
like.
let's not remove any body parts in my house, please.
Okay. I don't know
Or
where
at
else
all, preferably.
I don't know where else I would do that. Not saying I'm going to, but yeah. Anyway,
Do you want to count our gold?
yeah. Let's do that. And while I'll do that, I'll also, hey, Thistle, what you got to smoke on?
I'll pull out my pipe of smoke monsters and load it with a fresh load of pipe weed and give it a couple of puffs and hand it to Jasper.
Wow,
Jasper, as he hands you over this pipe with pipe weed, give me a little perception check if you would.
Hell yeah. Natural 20 for
There
24.
is a nearly magical glow to a little bit of this pipe weed. It seems like some wild good shit.
Hell yeah! Wow. Okay, so
Magic weed.
yeah, I will take a rip of the magical pipe weed.
Boy, howdy, is this the good stuff? It doesn't
Wow.
even burn.
Whoa! Wow. Okay. Wow. I've been smoking on pipe weed I got off a troll like 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago. So this is great. It's dry as hell. Anyway, what were we doing?
At least open a window.
Count the money.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jasper gets stoned as hell and he's like, what was happening?
All right. So we got this bag from Hilna, and he'll pull out the bag from Hlyn. Be like, all right. So we got 300 gold here, and
You got 200 gold from Hlyn. I don't know if you're trying to be deceptive or not, but for the facts, you got 200 gold from Hlyn, and as you count the bag from Tilna, it looks to be 120 gold.
Oh, okay. No, I thought she said it was 100. Okay.
Over 100, yeah. So in total, 320 from this mission.
Gotcha.
basically.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
320 gold. All right. So we got 320 gold. Thistle, unfortunately, you were not involved in this. So, sorry. You're not going to get a
Fair
cut.
is fair.
But,
Fair is fair. I didn't earn it.
well, we kind of fall into money a lot. So don't you worry. You'll get some. Especially if we play a show. It's free money. It's great. We just kind of get wasted and play music, and you can clap or, do something if you want. You can do a little wiggle. Goody, show them the dance that you do.
Oh yeah, look at me! And you see he starts to like reconfigure some like branches and like makes the shape of the logo of Equinox, and then just like does a little dance back and forth. Starts like waving vines around.
Look at that little guy.
And I'll say, Jasper, I think I can help with the stage show, and I'll prestidigitation, maybe some pyrotechnics off the floor, some lights, and really give a quick example of what could be going on stage with a little magic.
Yeah, he just shows off a little bit of illusory magics that can just kind of add some gusto. And honestly, it kind of reminds you of the stuff that Corpse Grinder used to do.
That's incredible. Wow. Love that. Cool. All right. Well, and I'm not. Did somebody already do the math? It's the.
How many are we dividing it by? 4? Or
I don't know. It's
are we paying Drea or BB? Were they there? I don't think
Drea
so.
and BB were not there. They left for their mission the same day you did.
Okay.
And
So
the only thing would be paying Goody, which you all haven't done so far. Doesn't seem like he really needs money. He will ask you for things if he needs them that he sees.
we take,
320
we
divided
take
by
care of
4
him.
is 80. So everybody gets 80 gold.
Wow.
Yeah, that's way
We're-
more than I had before
Yeah.
that.
Rich.
We should get Rodolfo back in here. There's some stuff I wanted to get.
I mean, I
You want to
got,
fire off the flare?
I got
This will
firework.
be a few meals for Mr. Beaks.
Maybe
It's like 2 or 3.
Thistle, do you have an axe beak for getting around between the towns? Because I think we have an extra one as a group.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you this: your friend that you said you met, are they what's their size situation like?
They're larger than me. Who's the human in the group?
Me.
Jasper.
Jasper, they're your size.
Okay. Well, we got an extra axe beak.
I mean, bigger than you is a pretty low bar.
Well,
Who wants to
yeah,
help me set the table?
I got it.
Okay,
Cool.
here's the plates. Almost done here.
Jasper starts setting everything up. Beery's finishing her spaghetti. You see she starts making these plates. Are you the type of spaghetti where you serve noodles and then sauce, or do you put the noodles in the sauce?
I think it should be up to the individual, personally, as Jesse, but I think Beery would be mixing the noodles in the sauce.
Noodles and sauce. It helps the kids, but you did it like you used to do for your kids.
Yeah.
Less of a mess that way. You go ahead and add them in there, mix it all around, and then you get better distribution. You're not trying to like move the sauce around on the plate, potentially scratch on a plate. It's a whole thing. Serve them their scoops, maybe shave off some parm. And put little like elk meatballs in there, and everyone can sit down and enjoy a plate of spaghetti. Thistle, you've never had this meal in your life.
I'll crack open a bottle of wine, pour it out a little bit for everybody.
Aw,
It's a
Everyone
fancy
Had this
meal.
one in the back for a while. Yeah.
So naturally, the helmet will be off while we're eating. I'll just try to get Jasper's attention while we're doing so.
yeah. You see 4chan loudly place the helmet on the table and then
No, that would have been off. Like while
stare right at you, Jasper.
I guess Jasper will use Psychic Whispers again, but not the free one, and will connect to Forge Hand and Beery for a number
Roll
of
a
hours,
d6.
equaling 6.
Excellent. You all feel the connection form with Jasper as plates are being served.
this is the everything goes through Jasper connection, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I assume we're not telling Thistle yet about you not being Jasper, right? Like we're just gonna.
No, I mean, and this is all like Jasper's like eating.
This is Corey. This is a mental conversation that Thistle is not hearing at all. Just so it's clear.
Jasper's like pretending to fork and knife spaghetti like a savage, and we'll be like, "Yeah, not yet." Seems like a useful fella, but I don't know, not yet. We'll see what happens, but I don't. We don't know the other person that might be involved, and they're supposed to be coming along too, and know the story behind that. So give him a little bit.
Yeah, we've known this guy for like an hour so far. You knew me for several days.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I had known everybody else for a little longer. The opportunity presented itself, and that's when I really did it. It wasn't really anything other than that. Honestly, what I was
Okay.
truly scared about was, well, actually, no, Jasper didn't know that, so never mind.
All right, I was just checking. So
You all finish
I assume
your
you'll let us know when you're ready.
Yeah.
you finish your mental conversation as everyone kind of settles down with a plate before them. Beery finishes pouring the bottle of wine and sets it down.
Everybody, cheers to Equinox.
The Equinox.
Cheers to Equinox, members new and old.
Yeah.
To Equinox.
There's
Uh,
there's something I want to talk to you guys about.
Oh,
There's something I've been thinking about a lot and praying to Eldath nightly for advice on. And now that we have a new companion, maybe two, it makes this a little bit easier. My heart is very heavy to say this, but I think my time traveling with you all has come to an end. I just can't deal with the constant death that surrounds an adventurer's life, you know? I'm an old woman. I shouldn't be out in the wild fighting monsters and crawling around caves. I should be here, surrounded by Eldath's peace and helping others to find it, like my family's done before me. Equinox's work is important, of course, and I'll always feel like you all are my second family. There's a lot of important work to be done here in town, too. People are suffering just living their daily lives. So I've decided to use Ballista's supplies to turn Hilda's shop into a little clinic for the town. Who knows, it might even spur business at the bakery a bit. Of course, you all are always more than welcome to use my home as a base of operations and stay here whenever you're in town. Does all that make sense?
Oh, Beery, we're gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too. I'll always be praying for you.
understand. Is it me?
It's something you did for sure.
No, it's nothing any of you did. It's just not the right life for me.
I guess my biggest worry is that you heal a bunch of us, and we're not good at that.
Well, it can always get better. And Skywatcher knows how to heal people.
Yeah, I'm good at it. I just choose not to.
Oh my god, I've never
Oh.
seen you do it.
But
There you go.
but does he know really?
Insight check. All right.
He has prepared the spell Cure Wounds before.
Well, there's something I figure this might help. And
Barry takes her staff and presents it.
Skywatcher, do you want this staff?
It does require attunement, but it lets you cast Cure Wounds, Healing Spirit, and Life Transference once per day. And
If you
also-
cannot take it, Skywatcher, I will.
And
I
also
will
it
become Beery.
adds +2 to all healing that you do.
I've already got this staff.
I know you
Yeah,
are
just
strapped
do a wheel,
for attunement
no problem.
slots.
I mean,
I-
I've got two hands. You'd think I'd be able to use both staffs, but I guess my mind's too small or something. But
Well,
I don't know if anyone's seen, but I now have 2 hands.
that's true.
you know what? Maybe I'll just hang on to it, and if I don't use it, I'll sell it or something.
Here, Goody, you hold on to that. Skywatcher,
Yes,
how
thank
about
you.
this? How about this for you?
She takes off her back an ironwood shield with Eldath's symbol on it.
This is a family heirloom of my husband's, but it's done a real good job keeping me safe in battle, and it's wooden, so you could use it.
It's a +1 shield.
All right, yeah, I'll take that. I guess. Thanks, Beery.
That'll bring Your AC with a shield will be 18, just so you know.
I'll think about your husband every time it
No,
blocks.
no.
Protect.
Jasper's just like actually just noticeably like silent. It's like eating spaghetti.
Jasper, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll miss you.
Are you sad?
Yeah.
We'll miss you too.
She gets up and goes and gives him a hug.
Jasper will give Beery as big of a hug as a human can give. And we'll
Your hands are probably like
telepathically-
this on her back, almost
Yeah.
touching.
She also like wraps a trunk around you. It's very comforting and warm.
He will telepathically say, "Can I talk to you? Swear that doesn't have to be, but
Yeah, of course.
I'll finish eating."
But
Well,
yeah, I mean, in that same vein, I've got a lot of adventuring gear that I don't really need if I'm gonna be not traveling with you all. So I've got lots of stuff to give away. I have this sending stone that Drea has the other one of. I figure this would be better used in your all's hands after I do this. Hey, Drea.
and then Thistle, you hear the name Drea, but you hadn't heard today. What do you message Drea?
We're back home. Hoping to see you soon.
I think I might have already done this last session.
I think you did, and the response was basically like, "We're on the way back. It'll either be late tonight or probably tomorrow."
So I've already done that. Never mind. Who wants to hold on to this?
I mean, I can hold it, sure.
Drea sending stone.
Sending stone. It's connected to Drea's sending stone. If you would like to snag.
So you don't want to stick around to find out how Keegan's adventuring party fared? I mean,
Well, I'm hoping that I'll hear about it at a show in town sometime soon.
Yeah. Plus, we can always come back here.
Please do.
I mean, Beery, I feel like you almost died a bunch of times.
Exactly. Like, if I continue, I probably will. And I'm not ready to meet my kids and my husband yet.
I mean, kind of if we all continue, like we all will, kind of just continuing accelerates towards death. So
Yeah, man.
Well, that's morbid.
I don't know.
That's called live life, Jasper.
That's what I mean, and I'm sorry. I don't want to bring this negative energy to this because I know that's not what it's supposed to be. I'm sorry. Just feeling some
Okay,
type of way
Jasper.
right now.
I understand.
Jasper will help clean up when it's ready.
Yeah. Beery, I mean, I'd say you all have had enjoyed your meal. Everyone has a stomach full of food, and then, Beery sort of shared this news as she has gone and gotten her bag of holding and started to pull things out and hand them to people. Is there more to distribute?
Oh, so much more. I'm going to do this out of character, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I got a scroll of Revivify. So either Goody or Skywatcher, whoever wants to take that one.
Skywatcher, that'd probably be better in your hands.
There you go. I have 2 potions of healing and 3 empty vials. If anybody wants those.
I'll take the vials.
Cool.
is
I
how many potions?
2. Just regular healing potions.
Somebody else want to hang on to the potions, or
Take one of them.
Jasper, he seems to die the most.
Who's
How about I take one and Jasper takes one, and I'll use it to bring one of you back if you fall unconscious.
cool?
I have 3 doses left in Kiatom's ointment, which is an action to apply. It's 2d8 plus 2. I guess 2d8 plus 4 if you have the staff for goody. But whoever wants that.
I volunteer to be the new Beery if you all want me to hold on to these healing things. Not that anyone could replace her.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Certainly not you,
What?
says under his breath. What?
Alright. KO Tom's ointment, how many doses?
3.
And then I also have 3 healer's kits. I'm gonna hold on to this healing bag from Belissa for using that at the little clinic.
I'll take those too if you show me how to use them.
Yeah, we can do that after dinner. And after talk.
Healer's kit times 3, so 30 uses total.
Yes, 5 of them have been used, so 25 left.
Great.
I'm gonna keep my flask of holy water.
Okay.
If anybody can cast augury, I have these sticks that I had made for casting that spell. Or the rings that
no
me and
idea what that
Jasper
means.
wear for warding bond. Fair enough. Figured those might not be too useful.
Wait, what was it?
Augury.
Augury.
I don't know if I can.
5e.
cast that or
Let me
not.
see who can cast that.
I think it's a druid spell. With
I
It
feel like
is
I've seen it, but I
only a cleric spell.
wow. Okay.
Never mind, I guess. I'll hold on to these.
And that'll be good. You can hang on to that to cast spells on your patients or something. You're like, should I do this surgery? Whoa. Oh, fuck.
Guess not. Next is my bag of holding. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Most of the stuff is just gonna come with the bag, I guess. So who wants it?
You're just gonna give us your whole bag?
Well, it's coming a lot of handy out there, you know? And I've got plenty of storage space here. Most of the things that I'm holding on to are kind of group items anyway.
Jasper, I think that you've always fantasized about having something like this.
Yeah, I mean it's like the perfect heist bag. If you're giving this away, I'll absolutely for it. It was really
Okay.
nice for those eggs.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing in here that I'm not getting rid of is
2 potions of animal friendship. I think Skywatcher, you might want these. You're the animal guy.
You can cast that at will.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I'll
All
type
right.
them.
Well, here you go, goody.
2
Thank you.
potions of animal friendship. I have the Chwinga Charm of Shelter listed in here, but it's currently on Goody.
I will
might-
continue to hold these charms if that's okay with you.
All right, we'll take that out of the bag then. There's 2 charges left on that.
Yeah, I've got Bash's stuff in here. Should I give this to Bash?
She pulls out his like massive pack that he always carried around.
Bash is snoring and you hear him fart loudly.
Put this over by him. I also have corpse grinders things in here. I think it would be awesome if somebody were to take up the mantle of this flying V Cittern.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted to play it. It's happening.
You should.
Okay.
It's in the bag.
I think I would just accidentally snap it in half if I tried.
I'm going to take most of my cooking equipment out, including my mutable metal pan.
Yeah, if you just want to send over to the chat the bag of holding and its contents whenever you're ready, not a rush.
That's what I'm doing. I'm putting it in a Google Doc. I think that might be it for giving things out, other than the bag.
What about your axe beak?
Oh, well, you all can use that as a group with Thistle if you want it. Gazpacho is his name.
Sure.
Or maybe your new friend, whoever
Thistle,
that is.
for Corey, axe beaks are very large two-legged birds that people use to traverse the tundra. They have a sort of natural resistance to the cold, and their large, wide feet allow them to take easier steps across ice and snow, much like a snowshoe. They don't sink in as nearly as easily. You have seen people come and go from town on them, but never ridden one yourself or really interacted one with very much.
I'll give it a try. Thank you.
In here is also the invoice that Dick left us from the House of the Rising Sun renovations. It's 75 gold pieces, and here is 50 gold pieces towards that.
Barry,
Damn, Barry.
Dang. You don't
Thank you.
know.
Thank you.
You don't need this.
I think we had a pretty good payday today. I think I've got enough to get a little clinic up and running, get the bakery going again. I think I'll be good.
I'll hang on to this. Thank you.
You bet. A couple more things. Before you all head down the pass to clear out the orcs, please come and talk to me. I'd like to join you and try to talk to the orcs, get them to back down without violence. There's something that I've never told you all. A couple of weeks after we moved in, the kids and I were on the way home from a day's visit to Targos when we encountered an injured orc, nearly frozen to death on the side of the road. I wanted to set an example for the kids, and so I used the minor healing powers that my husband, Svej, had taught me to save the orc's life for the moment. I brought him back here, hidden on a sled, and planted him on the couch right there and nursed him back to health. He barely spoke while he was recovering, mostly just grunts and nods. But then when the kids and I returned home from market one day, he was gone, and all that was left was a note saying thanks in poor handwriting beneath this.
And Beery pulls out a round stone with the symbol of the Many Arrows Orc tribe carved into it, tied on the end of a hemp cord.
I think this would be a really useful bargaining chip, and it might get them to actually consider a peaceful approach. So please, come seek me out before you do that.
I will totally let Jesse run 2 characters if and when that day comes. Should that be required?
Wow. Okay. I mean, that's the symbol of the ones that, passed and killed all people that I knew in the caravan, so.
I know. It's not easy. It's easy to make peace with our friends, but we don't do that. We make peace with our enemies.
Well, then they're not really enemies, are they?
Exactly. That's the goal. To eliminate your enemies by turning them into friends.
Hmm.
For elimination.
Hey, good one.
Thank you.
Well, there's just one last thing.
She takes off the ring of the War Mage.
Skywatcher, you gave this to me, so I assume you don't really want it back. If only there was some master of both martial and magical arts to give this to.
You will hear a sudden knock at the door.
Oh, who could that be?
We'll go up and open it.
It's
Beery
locked.
goes up and opens the door. Standing in the doorframe, you see a 6-foot tall and extremely slender moon elf with alabaster skin, tinted blue. His angular facial features are framed by raven black hair that falls into a well-trimmed line just below the shoulder. His eyes stand out, a royal blue that matches tiger-striped tattoos around his face, disappearing underneath his clothes. He wears a large fur-lined cloak over an elegant robe embroidered with silver fur-lined coat. The coat's cloak bears a family crest, a crescent moon over 2 crossed blades. He wears a bit of fine jewelry here and there, a golden signet ring on one hand and a circlet with a sapphire on his forehead. A wide belt tells it all together and holds a wand in holster and 2 potion vials. On his back, sheathed, are what look to be 2 exquisite-looking elven longswords, their blades curving organically, their hilts white and black respectively. Draped around his shoulders is a long-haired black cat with matching royal eyes. He looks like this. Show to
Lead
everyone.
singer?
In the movie, this elf would be played by Nicholas Hoult, and I meant to say it earlier. In the movie, Thistle would be played by Tom Hiddleston.
You did say it.
Okay, great. You all see this figure who comes to the door. He has a sense of grandeur and purpose. What does he say?
I am Glanduil of the noble house Galadon, heir to the 12th seat of Evereska, master of the blue flame, sage of the blue tiger style, and wielder of Berethiel and Berethos, blades of light and shadow. I am known in the dwarven tongue as Geldor Moonsword, and in human fables as Galatar the Blue, and I come here seeking the adventuring band Equinox, for I seek to join you in your quest to end the winter.
Oh my god.
Jasper's really high and just says, "What the fuck?"
Hello, look at this!
Ah, Thistle, you are here already.
Glenduel, good to
Beautiful.
see you again.
So we make a name for ourselves, and everyone wants a part of the fame. And everyone suddenly thinks they're cut out for this.
Okay. Wow.
Come
hello.
in, let's close the door. It's very cold.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I don't want to be rude. Can you say that again? Maybe slower.
Certainly.
Sorry,
Hi.
I'm really high right now.
Ah.
Just a little less excitedly, more your inside voice.
Everyone gets a point of inspiration for tonight's game so far. Thank you.
Well,
Man, I'm just racking these up.
certainly.
I have a stockpile of them.
I am Glanduil of the noble house Galadon, heir to the 12th seat of Evereska, master of the blue flame, and he conjures a little blue flame in his hand, sage of the blue tiger style, and wielder of Berethiel and Berethos, blades of light and shadow. I am known in the dwarven tongue as Geldor Moonsword, and in human fables as Galatar the Blue. I come here seeking Equinox, for I seek to join your quest.
Great.
I seek to put an end to this dreaded winter that doth go on so long as I have heard.
Okay. So there are stories about you. Does this, do the names Galador Moonsword or Galatar the Blue mean anything to Jasper?
I have no idea what any of those names or places mean.
I don't think they. I guess roll a history check on the far off chance. And I know you're, I think, in the negative with that, so good luck.
Yeah.
Nat 20 or bust.
Okay, well, I got a 17.
A lot of weird elf names and cultures and families out there. Too much for you to keep track of.
Well, all right. Blue Tiger style sounds kind of cool. What's that mean?
It is a style of blade song, one of the ancient elven arts of war. With these 2 blades dual wielded, I can become even more magnificent than what you see before you.
Sounds cool as hell. You said elven law. Hey, I got one of those, and he'll pull out his elven +1 elven longsword. Oh, mithril elven longsword.
A
Yeah.
fine elven blade, indeed. Takes it and like spins it around real impressively.
Oh, whoa! Damn, look at him.
Roll performance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll be the judge of whether it's impressive or not.
I'd say you have advantage as this is an elven blade.
Sweet. First roll still going with it. 16.
Yeah, it's an impressive like whipping around. There's a few times you think it would cut you and it just comes close enough and just passes over. He seems to have very great control of this sort of blade movement.
But how is swinging it around like that gonna actually help in combat? Like,
Many
Well,
uses.
Equinox, I can speak from experience. Glenduil here can handle himself in combat. We got
Oh,
this.
good.
We
This
got
guy,
into a
this
fight
guy
last
can
night.
vouch for him at least.
I mean, I assume so. It just seemed like that little twirly bit. That particular part was unnecessary. It seemed like, but
I don't know. Flair's
It's
Flair's
part
kind
of
of
an
cool.
ancient art rooted in tradition and mastery of the blade.
Oh, you
What were
see.
you saying, Thistle? Did you see him in action?
I
Yes, this
saw
will go
him
on.
in action last night. He saved my skin, so to say.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I follow the ancient art of hit it until it stops moving or runs away.
I think both pretty effective. I'd say if you get the same end result.
Perhaps a spar sometime
Oh,
to test which method is truly best.
Oh, absolutely.
Beery, what
So-
were you saying before this guy walked in?
Is that just it? Am I into the group now?
I was saying, I was looking for someone to give this ring to. You look like you're skilled magically and martially. Would you like this ring?
It's his. Can you see his spell book?
It's in a satchel.
Okay.
But you can see it
Cool.
like bulging with books.
Yeah.
so many. bitches.
Yes, Jesse, have a conversation with yourself.
Yes, please.
What a fine piece of craftsmanship. Would you mind if I study this for, say, 10 minutes and 6 seconds?
Oh, not at all.
That's not beery at all.
Oh, not at all. I guess we'll talk in the meantime.
And he begins identifying it, taking out his
It
books
takes
and-
11 minutes, actually.
Is it a 1 minute casting time? I couldn't remember.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. 11 minutes instead. Even if you're instantly casting identification, it takes a minute.
Well, what do you guys think?
Urpato?
Sure.
Thistle, get in here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
How?
Thistle is in the middle looking up with Goody.
I mean,
Back to the beery light.
I think it's maybe a problem if it's so easy to find out where we are.
Well, we don't really hide it.
yeah.
We put on a show
Yeah, we
and
kinda
told
say-
everyone our name.
We're coming to town on this date to play music in front of people. If you want to show up, that kind of lets people know where we're going. I mean, you know, we got Thistle. Thistle vouches for I don't Galador or Galatar. I don't know which one we're supposed to call him, but
Beery, roll either an insight or perception check, and you have advantage on this.
Woof. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's better. 22.
This dude, both like a little bit of his clothing, the smell of him, and his like features reminds you of your neighbor.
I think he might be related to my neighbor. Remember the guy who made the shirts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Nerulithand.
I'll say Galadon can hear that as it's mentioned.
Ah, do you speak the name of my grand uncle?
What?
Oh, yes. You know Nerilithand across the street? Yes, he is the one who has imparted me with my blade singing quest, which is to join you and aid you in ending this winter. Only then shall I become a true elvish lord and honored in right.
I think it's kind of funny. You want to go one of the scarves?
Look,
Well-
I mean, I know we're losing a Beery, but we're getting 2 of these guys.
Let's make the obligatory insight check to see if this guy actually wants to help.
Everyone can roll an insight check.
Hey, you know
want
what?
to.
I have advantage, and I rolled 2 5s, so I'm going to use an inspiration. Re-roll it.
Do
just
it,
for
you've
shit-
got
for
plenty.
shits. Okay, that's a 16 now.
Got a 17.
19 for Beery.
And what'd you say, Skywatcher?
Skywatcher is stubbornly not interested in.
Just doesn't give a shit. I guess
He has decided already.
roll a check for Glanduel and send it to me individually, Jesse, if you
Okay.
would.
Is this persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or deception, whichever you think is appropriate.
Deception, definitely.
You don't have to say. Cool. Everyone here reads this dude like a book. He is this vibe. You're picking up like rich kid vibes, but also seems like a huge nerd, seems very knowledgeable. You see the spell book, you see the blades, seems like he'd be a capable warrior. And as he said, apparently he's been quested with this task by his uncle. Something to do with elvish rights or something like that. Seems on the up and up, seems very willing to help. Like, if you said, okay, we're going on the mission now, he would be like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, that's the full vibe from him. Honest and forthright of what you have seen thus far. If not a bit braggadocious.
A little pretentious, maybe.
More than maybe, I think, yes.
Corpse Grinder was kind of that way too, so it's, you know, it
I
feels a
guess
little
that's fair.
reminiscent. Yeah, y'all we can bestow upon him the scarf of membership. Beery, would you like to do the ceremony?
Sure, here, let me get that, pull it out of the bag.
Since you have that now.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Pulls that out.
Our next mission's probably going to be dangerous as hell, so
Well, Glanduil,
this could only help.
I'm leaving the party, but I'm hereby welcome you to Equinox.
Yes, welcome to Equinox. You did miss our spaghetti dinner. Sorry about that.
Ah, that is certainly a loss most grievous, but I shall survive. I am honored. I am honored to join your group, and I have heard that you are also a musical group. I would be honored to lend my song.
You're not only getting like in character eye rolls, you're getting IRL eye rolls.
Beautiful. Just what I wanted.
What do you play?
I play the throat. And he just singing some real high-pitched operatic bullshit.
Jesus.
Oh, oratory, I see.
Man, that opens up a completely new genre of music for us. It's cool.
Honestly, meta, I feel like this guy, like, if Corpse Grinder was still here, they would get along real well because his, like, high-pitched operatic singing would go really well with metal.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
that would be very cool.
Well, welcome. 2 in a day. How about that?
Yeah.
You missed also Beery giving all her stuff away, but it looks like you might be getting that ring, which is pretty good.
Yes, it does appear to be a most magnificent magical item. I would be honored if I should be granted
Yeah,
this.
and I'll say, Glanduil, like, you have Roll an Arcana check, if you would. Just as you're looking over it, you haven't identified yet, but yeah, like
Okay.
before you even start the process.
18.
You just looking at this, I mean, this to you, like, if most magic items are like the Tin Lizzie of like cars, this looks like a Tesla. Like, whatever this technology is, this magic technology, is some of the most advanced shit you've ever seen in your life. Just at a glance, and you're like, well, whatever the fuck it does, but the craftsmanship of it is exquisite, and you're like, I don't even know what fucking element. Like, what is this made out of? And yeah, it definitely fills you with curiosity.
Let's
Oh.
see if I know what Everesca is. I have no clue.
Go for it. Okay, cool.
Do you say anything out loud about it?
no, that was an out of character total joke.
If anyone wants to roll, if you think, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the only person, Jasper, Bryce, if you want to have Jasper roll another history check, not the family, but maybe you've heard of Everesca.
I'll roll. History 15.
Yeah, I think that you have heard just in passing of this just like elvish shit city of Everesca. And Jesse, if you want to share what you think appropriate as a DM he would know about Everesca, I, Elliot, am less familiar.
City of Moon Elves. It's pretty small. It's raised off the ground. I don't know. It's protected by a mythal, but I don't know if that would be known.
Yeah, I think you would just you'd know that it is a magically protected city, and that supposedly there's like blue leaf trees around it. It's very much like Lord of the Rings-ish, like high elven type of vibes coming off.
It's oh, I'm forgetting the name. I feel so dumb. It's right here. Hold on.
God, he doesn't even
Instead
know
of
who he is.
Rivendell, it's the other elf place.
Oh. I would say you also, one thing that you heard that you liked is that which one?
Lothlorien.
Yes. The streets of Everesca were apparently alive with bird, cats, and small woodland creatures, and the elves like welcomed them, and they didn't see them as pests. They saw them as trusted sort of pets and messengers. Weird, cool, magic elf city that you never in your travels made your way to, but heard about.
Do I know generally where it is?
Um,
'Cause I've heard about it.
I'd say you heard about it. You need to take a look at a map. You think it's like way southeast from here.
All right,
Western Heartlands.
cool. I won't say any of that. It just registers in my brain.
Well, yeah, that ring's all yours. I don't think anybody around here could get better use out of it.
I thank you most humbly.
Slide it on your finger.
Started tuning.
You all hear another knock at the door. All right, let me let someone else in on the Zoom call. JK.
Oh,
Yeah, I felt like that was it.
Yeah. Actually, this would be a great place to take a break. Let's do that and meet back. Let's take a long one at 9:30. Cool?
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Then and there. Hello, Internet. Welcome back. To our Rime of the Frostmaiden game. As we resume all of Equinox, including its 2 new members, hear a knock at the door.
Oh, that part was real?
Yep. It's not a new person to the group, but it is a person.
Or that's just what you want us to think.
I guess Beery will answer the door.
Great. Beery answers the door. She sees the sheriff of the town, Sheriff Markham.
Oh my god.
Evening, Sheriff. Is there something I can help you with?
No, you can't join us as well. God.
This is the sheriff for all that know. Thistle, this is a familiar face. And as the door opens, he kind of looks at you and looks past you, sees Thistle and says, "Yes, I have come to talk to you all about something that happened the night after your departure. Could I come in?"
Yeah, come on in.
He kind of smells the weed.
I mean, it's not illegal, is it?
No, it's not. It's just,
Okay,
you know,
cool.
doing cop things. He looks over, I guess Jasper's, cleared the plates off. Dishes are being done by Goody. He's, doing what he needs to do to get it done. And as he comes in, he says, I'm not sure if you all are aware, but the night after you left town, a skinless muscle creature burst out of the chest of Corpse Grinder's dead body, screaming,
Birthed.
"Hey, I'm walking here, I'm walking here, I'm walking here," clutching some sort of document or scroll, and flying off into the night. Everyone was very scared and confused, and I am too. I thought that we had said and agreed that the demonic ritual that was set up was false, and then some sort of skinless devil burst out of your former friend and bandmate. Do you have any explanation for this?
I mean,
He has out a pen and paper and is ready to take notes. He was infernal.
I don't know. He's like a. Don't.
You referring to his tiefling heritage?
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. They kind of, sort of related to that in a kind of distant way. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating.
I've had tieflings here. I have a tiefling on the force, and none of them have ever had a creature burst out of their chest, holding a piece of paper, screaming, "I'm walking here, I'm walking here."
Have they been dead though?
He has a pause.
Again, I don't know.
Do you think it's possible that Corpse Grinder and the lady you were seeing after copulation, just birthed?
Are you suggesting that this was a baby that somehow got pregnant inside of Corpse Grinder, the one with a penis?
I don't see how that's relevant. But I'm not the one who suggested it. It's this guy over here. He's talking about birthing children and
Are you pointing to
Demon.
Thistle?
yeah.
Can I connect to the
Thistle.
sheriff?
Yeah, you connect to the sheriff. The thoughts that you are getting is he is curious and confused and genuinely looking for information about why the fuck this is happening. Or why the fuck this happened. Do you all have any idea of a connection to the infernal or the hells or demons or anything like that that Corpse Grinder shared? I know that he played some pretty wild music, and I've heard reports now that he did perform acts of magic.
Are you suggesting that because Corpse Grinder liked a certain type of music, he must have been in touch with some kind of, I don't know, devilish?
I'm saying
something.
that a sort of creature burst out of his chest after him being killed in a seemingly false infernal ritual.
Telepathically,
And I'm confused, and many people are confused.
to Beery, I want to ask her what do you think about this guy? Like, as the sheriff of, you know, the place that you're from, like, is he?
Barry, if you want to roll an insight check with advantage, you could.
Oh.
While you're still Barry.
Nope, I'm entirely as confused as you are.
Hmm.
I got nothing for you.
12. Not great, even with advantage.
In your time in town, you have just seen that this dude is sort of overworked and spread too thin, but trying the best as can. You've never encountered him being shitty. He was there the night Hilda was murdered.
Yeah,
You know?
I remember that.
He came and he, like, assured you directly and was like, you know, we'll figure this out. Not that they did, but they're cops. You know.
He does seem honest as far as I can tell. Just like he's trying to do his job.
All right. So, and this is to the sheriff.
You say it out loud.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, you know, he was a tiefling.
Yes.
So, you know, that comes with all the stuff that being a tiefling has. But, I mean, you know, he's also kind of gifted magically, sort of seemed a little dark, but not, you know, I don't know magic too well, so I don't know on the spectrum of magics, like what is good magic and what is bad magic, really. It just, like, I don't know, sometimes he, like, spoke another language and stuff like that, but I never saw him, like, do anything bad to anybody, or, you know, he was never like, I'm like a mercenary for a devil or anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, I came to town with him, so I knew him, I guess, the longest here. And
You
that-
never saw him summon any sort of creatures like that one, the skinless thing. It's hard to even describe.
no, I mean,
Or
really,
consort with any sort of infernal evils or anything.
the stuff that I saw him do were play music, bang his girlfriend, get
Who
really
was also murdered that night.
yes, get really, really drunk, and he fought shit with us. And that's basically everything that we saw him do the whole time. If there was anything else, I didn't see it. And I also
Roll
didn't get
if it's not intentional, a persuasion check. If it's intentional, a deception check. There are things that happened. I don't know if Bryce remembers or not. That were a little weird with Corpse Grinder.
I don't. I mean, I know that it was staticky when I tried to connect to him. I mean, I know that, like, he would play, like, when he played his encore song, like, I guess I perceived that was magical, but Jasper wouldn't know that was, like, dark or anything like that, right?
I think that you definitely saw that the script he would play on that song was infernal.
But I guess
That-
would I know that that's, like, negative?
He's not asking good or negative. He's saying, did you see him having ties to infernal things?
Oh, okay.
And then it truly, I know it's been so long. On your rolls way up here, there were a number of times when Corpse Grinder would go to sleep and he'd just, you know, be in a place where he was perfectly warm and he would wake up covered in a layer of ice. You had seen it happen before, like in the carriage. Another weird ass thing. If you don't want to mention that, that's fine, and you can roll a deception check with advantage as you are, you know, currently
yeah.
looking into his thoughts.
I wouldn't know that's infernal stuff. It's just thing.
No, I would think the main thing would just be that song that he sung.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he'd play a song in a different language at our shows, and the sheet music looked a little weird.
He takes a few notes. Interesting.
but it didn't seem.
That creature that flew off into the night was clutching a piece of paper.
Yeah, and we thought that music for the song that he would play was in his stuff, and when we got his things, it was no longer in there. So I don't know when it slipped out, but we didn't have it, so that's what I'm assuming that they had.
He writes down what you're saying.
Cool.
And in his thoughts, he's definitely thinking like, there's something here that I'm missing. Like, I don't know what it is.
I mean, I guess, do I get the feeling that I want him to know this stuff about Corpse Grinder? Because if it's like I'm trying to...
that's up to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a dude who has some weird shit happen in his town, and he's obviously just trying to figure out what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
But Corpse Grinder was your tight homie, and this guy's a cop, so it's kind of like
I'm
on
rolling
you.
Deception.
Go for it.
Advantage, deception.
Mm-hmm.
21.
All right. I feel pretty confident that you're telling me what you know. Do the rest of you all see anything weird with him? Demon or devil or anything related that you can remember?
I think anything I would have seen, Jasper would have seen too.
Nothing more than the horns.
I never met this fellow, but he seems like a stand-up guy.
The sheriff just kind of does one of these. Thistle, I know that you were not with them at this time. And what about you? He looks to Skywatcher.
I thought he was a devil worshiper.
Did you?
Not really, but
What did you
maybe.
see?
He just liked, living a hard life. Sin.
That's-
And just more sin.
Okay.
But isn't
Yeah.
that kind of rock and roll?
Yeah, that's what I always interpret it as.
Okay.
I thought, I don't know. I'm not one to judge.
Well, if you all figure out anything else about this, please come let us know. We're going to keep pursuing this lead as much as we can.
Well,
we
I hope
still
you
don't
do.
have any developments on the murder of Corpse Grinder and Cynthia, but we're working on it.
Keep us updated if you find anything.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Sheriff,
Hmm?
do you think it could have been something they ate?
That stabbed them to death?
Oh, right, they were stabbed. No. That birthed the monkey thing. If we're suggesting it's not their child, their love
Did they-
child,
Okay,
have to
I'm
special
going
that
to go.
could they have eaten something that birthed it and stabbed them to death?
Goodbye, Beery. And he
Right.
puts his hood up, tucks his little bag in, and heads out the door as Skywatcher's still just rambling on.
Like, that guy has a lack of creativity.
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of as an investigator, that's one thing you don't want to do, is create things.
Called a hypothesis, Jasper.
Oh, see, I don't know anything about that.
Is that right, Thistle? You're a detective, right? You're not supposed to make up stuff?
No, you don't want to make any assumptions or jump to conclusions.
Hmm.
Or make up a story of eating a bad egg.
I'm just asking if maybe that could. Are we looking into that possibility? Do we just write it off because it's so ludicrous? Oh, look at this silly Skywatcher, the silly ideas. Ugh. I was a leader back home. All right.
Well,
And
could
yet
go.
you are here.
It's a wise man. I am a wise man.
As-
You all see the sheriff, leaving.
As he leaves, I just kind of want to do a quick little mind read, insight check to see if he either like knows anything he's not telling us or is suspicious of us in any way.
Yeah, roll an insight check. You have advantage.
19.
This is a non-magical human in a seemingly bizarre world. He's genuinely trying to figure out what has happened. He is confused. He does believe, at least you all don't know what's happening with the chest bursty thing. But I mean, he's not superstitious, but he's probably a little stitious of you all. Just
Okay.
because you all were like, look, this was fake, this was planted here, our dude wasn't a devil worshiper, and then the next night. And I guess I'm gonna say Forge Hand, Skywatcher, Jasper, Beery, everyone give me insight checks.
On what?
I'll tell you. But
Well-
it's just a straight check.
25.
13.
An elephant never forgets.
22.
10.
Theory, based on when, and Forge Hand, you think about this too. Based on when Thistle and now the sheriff described this bursting happening, it was like, you're like really dig into the thoughts. You're like, that was like right after you all had killed Vernus, which was bizarre. But like timing wise, those two events seem to occur very close to one another. You're not sure what to make of that, but I would say you put those pieces together, especially, Beery, with your keen memory.
I'll say something about that out loud.
Yeah, that crossed my mind too just now. Probably not a coincidence.
So let me ask y'all this. I just thought of a coincidence. If the devil was like, hey, I'm walking here. The only other person I've ever heard say that is Darmo. You think Darmo had something to do with this?
You know,
Did
we're just
that
gonna let
sound like-
Jasper throw out random
Hey,
speculations. and-
I'm not an investigator. I'm the guy with the pointy stuff. I just
Hey, he's walking here.
See, look now. Look,
Could he have
Was it
something
goody?
to do with it?
I assure you, I did not.
all right.
I
Well,
don't know this
you think-
Darmo.
You think Darmo in Lonelywood is gonna have something happening while they're over here?
no, I'm just that. I don't know. They sound the same.
did Corpse Grinder meet Tharmo?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Did
Did
Darmo have any infernal connection or
No.
magical abilities?
As far as I know, no. Darmo's just a little kid. That he's like a little street kid. He's the leader of a gang called the Hellions. We thought they were all kids. Turns out there's some adults mixed in there. They're just kind of like hanging out with kids. Yeah,
They're,
it's
they're
just-
children for their respective races.
yeah. But anyway, it's
Is there anything that is born from ideas of, I don't know, maybe it's just he heard Darmo saying it and so it was playing in his head and then it was born and that I don't know, just spitballing here.
I don't know. No idea. Unfortunate.
Well, something to maybe figure out as we go.
What time is it?
You think it's roundabouts like. What's your survival?
Shit, +4.
Roll a survival check for me. We'll see how precise you get.
7.
It's like after 6, for sure.
As this kind of as the speculation starts to wind down, Jasper will telepathically say to Beery, "Hey, you wanna go talk for a minute?"
Excuse us for a moment, everyone.
Jasper and Beery head off while Galadon, Thistle, Forgehand, Skywatcher, and Goody stay in the room.
So now, Jesse, you get to have a conversation with Bryce while you spar with me.
Oh, yeah.
What did you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I wanted to talk to you about something else before you even told us you were leaving, but now that's kind of all I can think about. And, I not sure if I ever really mentioned it. I think I did, maybe a long time ago. I don't know. But I really have learned a lot from you, in the short time that we've been together. And the energy you give off is very calming. And haven't really had that be a thing in my life before. So I just kind of wanted to say that I'm going to miss you. And that hug that you gave me earlier is kind of the most tender touch I've ever had. I think I've told y'all that I was abandoned by my parents, which is kind of, the thing for us. You don't really get raised by your parents for too long. Once you're old enough to kind of fend for yourself, they sort of leave you, but it hit me different than I think it does most people, so I guess I'm just gonna miss you, Beery.
I'm gonna miss you too, Jasper. I'll still be here, and you're welcome to visit anytime.
Well, I
But-
will make it a point to come see you anytime we're close.
Thank you. It means a lot that I was able to kind of fill that role for you. I've lost my own children, and I've kind of felt like the party is my new surrogate children. I keep you safe, and it's hard for me to let you all go out there on your own without me, but I just don't think it's right at this time in my life.
I am not gonna knock you for making the decision that makes the most sense for you.
Menopause is just around the corner.
I don't know about that. My body works completely different than yours. I have no idea what that means.
It
But,
happened a long time ago. Don't worry about it.
But I guess, kind of weird segue. Talking about my body.
That is a weird segue.
Yeah,
Go on.
I would. This eyeball thing is like really intriguing to me, and I wanted to maybe have a medical professional on hand when I look at this eyeball that I found on that strange dead body that we walked across. I have an idea, and I don't think that it will involve you helping me, create a vacancy in my head for this eyeball. and Jasper will turn around and start to kind of take his clothes off, but will give Beery the butt side, and will then shift to a short, kind of scraggly looking dwarf with kind of shoulder length, just super unkempt hair and a really kind of long, barely kept beard, with kind of just generic kind of seafaring clothes. And we'll turn around and you'll see kind of the beard, and then kind of a very broken multiple times nose, very kind of thick and crooked, and will be missing an eyeball, and say, I thought maybe I could use this and see if the eyeball would take. And we'll kind of grab the eyeball out of the cloak from that he took off. Say, what do you think about this?
You know, your biology has been a mystery to me since it was revealed. I really can't say, but I certainly prefer this to maiming the face of Jasper that I've come to know. If you'd like, I'll give you some help.
Do you mind maybe putting it in? I don't know how it's gonna feel.
Sure. I guess. Okay, yeah. Let's do this. Here. Lay down.
And I guess we're like in the kids' room or something like that. So
Either
there's
that or
a bed.
Beery's room, whichever
Yeah.
would make sense.
If we're in Beery's room, she'll take him to the kids' room so as not to make a mess in her own room.
That's fair. Yeah, this is the room that Tilna had been staying in, so it's a little dirty, which you're like, cool, something else for me to do. Now that I'm back at home, I can fucking clean this up. I have to get this place a deep clean, I'm sure.
Yeah, get a better support system for the box.
Yeah. You all quickly move over there. In the meanwhile, outside of this, because this process is gonna take a minute. Glanduil, you have identified this ring and figured out its purpose, and if you want, you can begin to attune to it.
Yes, please.
You all see Glanduil finish his spell, sort of with the... Do you say anything to the group after you finished identifying it?
Do you all know what this does?
Isn't that what you... Wait, what?
It's the Ring of the War Mage that you gave Beery.
Okay.
And now she gave him.
Yes.
Well, I won't bother with the minutia then.
It's very powerful.
Indeed. It is certainly well fitted for one such as myself.
Go for it. And then Glanduil sits down and crosses his legs and begins to meditate, focusing on attuning to this item. Thistle, would you like to do anything in the meanwhile, or are you just here to hang out?
I think I'm just here to hang out and take it in, and
yeah, you will say you're and at this point too, Glanduil, your kitty cat has come down and kind of like made a little pile in your lap. A familiar process with your meditation. Thistle, as you're there, you maybe pack another bowl, and you see Donkey just sort of exploring the space of Beery's house. Just kind of happy with yourself that you're like, I did it. I'm in this group. Whatever happens now, I'm fucking here and I'm part of it. I'm on the way. Glanduil, I think there is a huge amount of self-satisfaction on your part. You're like, I came in, blew them the fuck away, got a sweet magic ring, now I'm part of the band, and I'm gonna sing, which means I'm gonna be at the front of the fucking stage. Everyone's gonna know Glanduil Galadon, and my name shall be sung up for ages. Like that sort of internal monologue.
Definitely.
4chan, you're just like, what the fuck? These two dudes just show up. I got sent here by my fucking Vision Quest elder, and these two dudes just show up. And Skywatcher, I think it's all very clear how you feel about this. Jasper and Beery disappear into the back room for an amount of time that makes you all be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Is there anything any of you all wish to do with the rest of the evening, or just sort of like hang out here and rest? I don't know if you want to. You said you had talked about summoning Rodolfo. I don't know if you want to send up a flare or anything of that sort. Skywatcher.
I don't actually want to send a flare to Rodolfo. That was
A joke. It was a goof.
I mean,
It's okay if you did it as a goof.
Goofs and gaffs.
We'll understand.
Yeah, I thought I don't think that maybe the Rodolfo thing's a good idea. That's probably not a good idea, right?
Wow. Do you want to buy something? Maybe
Wait,
another
I just-
leather beard?
No, not a leather beard, but something. Something. Maybe.
All right.
Anybody have a copy of his catalog? Where was that thing?
No one does. It was on a binder that he had chained to his desk, so people couldn't walk off with it.
Maybe I should call him just to see what he's got again.
You could if you buy something. He'll give you another little flare. And Thistle, you're like, oh, cool. I could meet this Rodolfo guy I've heard about.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's shoot the flare.
You do so? Great. You see Skywatcher step outside, take this little rock and cut it and break it in half, and this flies up into the air, and this just like bit of red light just sort of hangs in the air for a while. And Skywatcher, you know more than likely by tomorrow he will be here. It's usually not instant because he's coming from across the dale sometimes. So, that has happened. You have summoned him, and he will be here soon. Eventually. Skywatcher summons Rodolfo.
I have something undone a tuning, but that will take a while.
Yeah, you're chilling for a minute. Thistle, if you just want to hang out and chill and just sort of observe the group, if you wish to converse about anything, feel free. 4chan, do you wish to get up to anything?
I'm just going to be pondering what Beery wants to do with her breastplate that we were working on.
Fair. You start thinking about the work you've done. I mean, it is a great breastplate. It could be worn, by whoever. That being said, we cut back to the room. Jasper, you are laying down. Beery, you're kind of standing over them, with the eye, and you see. I guess, what do you all do? If you want to describe the process, I'll tell you what happens.
Good question. I guess Beery would lay him down on the bed and then probably cut a hole out of a towel or something like that and put it over the eye. That's what they do in surgery, I think. Ooh.
What I imagine this looking like is sort of like that scene in The Matrix where they take that little metal squid and put it on his belly, and it and then goes burrows its way into the belly button.
Not nearly as graphic, but Beery, as you are lowering the eye towards him, you do see that the tentacles are moving, and there's almost a degree of excitement. And as you lower it down, Jasper, you feel them sink into this fake ocular cavity that you've created. And now it is time to wait. Do you wish to attune to this eye?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'll make sure that the lid kind of goes around the ball and closes. So it's
Does it
functioning.
fit? Do I
Yeah,
do I have like
you
a
blink, and yeah, as you blink, you feel it like sink in even deeper, and there is like a bit of pressure as it is seemingly like pushing itself into your skull. You begin the attunement process. Glanduil begins his attunement process. The flare is sent up. Is there anything you all like to do over the next hour? If not, I will skip forward.
I think Jasper kind of in that form, just as it's like, wrapping itself into my body, is just kind of like every once in a while just like tensing up as it continues to like,
Yeah, you still, and that's over the next hour. You feel it like moving and like it feels like it's like sinking deeper into you.
God, it's fucking awful.
For sure. And I'll say also, Thistle, I haven't described this. You do see that on Goody, as Goody's kind of like hanging out, like cleaning up the kitchen, putting away the dishes, doing stuff. There are two little creatures that are just sort of hanging out on him. And by little, I mean they're like 6 inches tall. That look like this. I just sent it to the Roll20. Little fellows like this, and I'd say maybe, not too commonly, but once or twice while you've been here, you've seen these little creatures, and they're curious. If you wish to ask about them, you may.
Yeah, definitely. Goody. What can you tell me about these two little companions you have riding around on you?
Yeah, so I don't know too much, but what I do know is that they're like little elemental spirits, kinda. And they are really good at hiding, and they can kind of pop in and out and turn invisible or disappear or teleport or something. Sometimes when there's a blizzard, their faces change and they get angry and start attacking us. Sometimes not, though.
They
I
get
think
really in the mood for a snowball fight.
I think they called Twingas.
Twingas?
Twingas. CHWINGAS.
Wow, that was.
Twingas.
I think that was actually right, Goody.
Yeah.
Do they
thank
do
you.
they talk to you, Goody? Do they speak
They've
to
not
you?
really talked. They just sort of click a little bit, and like as you're watching them, like one of them is like using the little like horn off of Goody's head, like hanging from it and playing around, and occasionally like coming up on and flipping and going to the other one, like using Goody kind of as a playground, like climbing into the shrubbery, walking up and down a leg. And the other of the two is now just sort of like walking, or like not even walking. It'll like literally there's a small pop, and you see this little like burst of winter energy, like little ice bits and snowflakes, and then it'll just appear somewhere. And I mean, they're 6 inches tall, so they're pretty small, so they can like get into shit. And you see there's one like up on the shelf, like opening every one of Beery's jars and like looking inside of it. They seem very curious. Jesse, I just noticed this. On that inventory that you sent over, will you change the edit access to be public? As of now, it's making it be requested. But yeah, odd little nature creatures.
Well, Thistle would, wherever they are about the room, interfering with things or swinging from Beery, for a moment would like to get closer to the Twingas, examine them, and maybe just extend a hand a little bit to see if they'll interact with him.
Yeah. You walk up to this odd little critter and sort of
Careful, they bite. I'm fucking with you.
extend a hand. Roll an investigation check if you would first, as you kind of like get the feel for him.
Ooh, that's an 8.
but you're pretty good at investigation. Or did you roll a nat 1?
I rolled a nat 2. I think mine's a +6.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a plus. That's a 9. It's a +7.
It's
yeah,
a
it's
9. Yeah, so as you're looking at them, I mean, they're not really speaking. They're occasionally like making like a slight clicking noise, and then they'll like pop and reappear somewhere else. They seem to be quick. They don't seem to be speaking very much. Honestly, the vibe you get with your passive insight is just like inherently sort of mischievous creatures, these little ones. They seem to be like having fun as best they can. And as you extend your hand to one, I'm trying to think of what would be appropriate for this. I guess just a flat charisma check, but I'd say you have advantage on it.
Okay. Rolled a 13, so
13.
Charisma.
The higher of the two was 13.
So it's a 20. Yeah, so 23.
Well, so your charisma's 10, so you're just adding 0 to it.
Oh, dang, I got what's up.
It's okay. So you extend your hand and it kind of like poofs and reappears. I mean, it's much larger to you than it would be the other people. And it like sends its arm back, like a little kid, like looking up at an adult, and just sort of like stares at you for a while and then kind of like turns its head and then turns it back. There's like a clicking sound as it does so. And then poofs and reappears on your shoulder. And then Donkey immediately is just like on the other shoulders, like looking around like, what the fuck? And if you're cool with it, I think him and Donkey will start sort of playing around, just like on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. They start like getting up to just being silly, It's disappearing, and Donkey's like chasing it around a little bit. Occasionally catching it and then it vanishes, different stuff like that. It's silly. You're definitely there seems to be a mild kinship. And you watch this go on as you're just kind of like puffing away, just taking in the situation. Forge Hand, you ponder. Skywatcher, are you have sent this flare up? Are you just waiting outside, or do you want to chill, or what's your vibe on?
Yeah, I'll go back inside and just kind of be
present.
Sitting. Yeah.
Cool. And Forge Hand, do you wish to do anything besides think? And then, you can take off your armor and get comfortable too if you'd like. Had you not already?
Yeah. Just take armor off.
Relax a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to go up to Forge Hand and pull out a bottle of one of my 2 bottles of whiskey and start drinking it and offer some to him.
Excellent.
Be like, can you believe these fucking new guys here?
Are you all speaking in giant?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Perfect.
For sure.
They're just talking shit in the corner in their native languages.
And then as you pull out a bottle of whiskey, it's like, we could also split this, because I still have Nimsy's high-powered hooch in my inventory. So.
Oh shit! That'll get you drunk. Excellent.
We just haven't actually had any of this yet, so I gotta give it a little test drive here. While the stakes are relatively low.
Nimsy's high-powered hooch. The bottom line is it'll get you drunk. Like that's like on the bottle.
Oh wait, no, it's it'll get you drunk, bitch, right?
Yeah.
It'll get you drunk, bitch.
Do you imbibe?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm imbibing.
Excellent. Thistle, these 2 giants start speaking giant, then pull out bottles and start drinking. That's your kind of party.
I'm a cigar.
I'll approach the two giants and, hey guys, can I try some of that? In
Yep.
common.
Yeah, you know what? This stuff it's pretty hard. I'm curious to see how you'll handle it.
Excellent. You all begin to drink.
Like, sure, little
Because
guy.
you like, yeah, because Thistle has like literally 1/8 the body mass of.
Yeah, for sure.
Of Fortune.
This will
like-
take a large drink, and you can visibly see his hand stop shaking.
Yeah. Thistle needed this for a little bit. Yeah, and like in your head, you're like, a shot for me would probably be like a thimble for him. Like it wouldn't be that much. But yeah, you all start drinking together. Glenduil, you finish your attunement and you feel this power lock into you. You immediately feel bolstered by it, hardier, safer, and just altogether more capable of your war magic. It is satisfying. Still not sure what this is made of, but some high-powered magic. For all of these enchantments to be bound within essentially what looks to be a featureless ring, you know, like you don't see the faceted jewels or other sort of more grandiose aspects that go into magical objects on this. It's curious. Back in the room, Beery, you've just kind of been here looking over him. You've seen every once in a while Jasper sort of tense a little bit. Jasper, you're trying to like meditate a bit in this space. And as this hour completes, this attunement completes, you feel it sort of lock in and you instantly gain the following benefits that I will send to you. First
say
of
that
all,
Beery used some cure wounds in that process just to like make sure everything was integrating properly.
yes. And it finally, and it's like when it's attuned, it like stops moving and you're like, oh, it's fully settled into place now. And as you open this eye, you know, Beery, you see this, he has this like glowing purple eye with this rune on the pupil. I have sent you the effects that take place.
I'll do a
Good
little
God.
light cantrip on my fingernail and see if it dilates properly.
It does, and it easily like locks on. And Jasper, I mean, this is going to boost your passive perception because you'll regularly have advantage on it. You feel more like alert of your surroundings visually. It's like giving you a layer of sight that you haven't had before.
Good God.
Sean God.
So, read over that as you want. For the time being, it feels comfortable. You are still in this like dwarven sailor form
Yeah.
as you are like moving around.
Do I feel comfortable with it? Like, I guess to know that like the transformation is done or whatever. Like, I mean, it feels like I've finished the attunement process, right?
Yeah, it feels like you're connected to it, and you're very quickly aware of like the powers within it as you attune to it.
Beery. How does it look?
Looks functional. How does it feel?
I've got a worm in my eye.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Let's try this. And turn around and shift back into Jasper and put his clothes back on. And
Okay, before that, you turn around and turn back into Jasper, and immediately you like the pain in your head. You fall to your foot like one knee, if not two. You're like holding yourself up, struggling, and Beery, you quickly come around and see his new eye is like forcing his other eye out of his body, and after like 30 seconds of intense pain, Jasper, your other eye falls onto the ground and then just like starts to kind of dissolve. Go ahead and roll your hit die. 3 of them, please.
What the fuck? Okay.
Jasper, oh my goodness. Oh, Jasper, no.
There's like blood coming out of it too, and Beer, you're like immediately like cure woundsing it, and it's just like
3
what was
hit
in
die.
there. Yep.
Okay. Ugh. 7, 4, 6. 13, 17.
17. Your maximum hit points go down by 17 until you complete a long rest. Luckily, you're already safe in a home, but you feel you're like, cool. This didn't really hurt until now. There it is. There's all the fucking pain as my body rejects its own eyeball. But hey, this thing's locked in, and you feel its powers.
Okay.
Does it? I mean,
So-
does
so
it
now
look
every time you shift?
like I have a freak eyeball?
Yeah, as you look at Beery, one of your eyes is purple.
Cool.
You just got some cool new contact lenses. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, you know,
That does make it more identifiable when you're someone else.
yeah. I didn't want to get a tattoo because it might show on my skin. Now I got a purple eyeball, so goggles
As
never
for
coming
me,
off, baby.
Whoops.
I wondered that immediately, and I'm really surprised that you went through with it. That's
It's cool though. It's fucking
It is
powerful.
cool.
It
But
does.
that-
It has a lot of power, but you're creative. You can figure things out.
Yeah.
or an eye patch.
That,
Magic, eye patches, eyeglasses, goggles, whatever you need to do.
we'll make it work, I guess. Shit. Fuck.
You traded the anonymity from being able to shift for whatever the eyeball gives you.
I
But we don't know about
I
yet.
have not even been able to read all of the things that it does. Oh, okay.
Well, maybe you'll just be Jasper forever.
Maybe. Maybe I'll get, I don't know, some glasses.
Do you rejoin Equinox, or are you just kind of in here having a moment of panic?
Probably, I guess once the pain subsides,
Yeah, as Barry does a cure wounds on you, you think the pain that will fade has faded until you rest for a long amount of time.
okay, yeah, that's all right. That's what I got. God, okay. Let me ask you a question. The level 3 thing says I get telepathic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to use my psychic whispers and this and Goody's telepathic spore cloud, I could have like a triple band telepathic radio.
You guys can, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to pretty much fully connect to the entire party and
Jesus.
relay information
Okay.
as needed. And with your whispers, the distance is great.
Yeah. Whispers is huge. Okay. Cool. Well, if y'all thought I was a freak before, just wait to see what it turns into, I guess.
Does Jasper come back out?
Yeah. Jasper comes back out.
Be
You
honest, you
all-
seem like the most normal one here. No offense to the rest of you.
Jasper comes back out. Beery by his side.
Out.
Yeah, and yeah, you three. Actually, I need Constitution saving throws from the 3 of you, from Skywatcher, Forge Hand, and Thistle. As you all have started getting drunk, and because it's the high power hooch, all of you do this with disadvantage.
Oh, good, because that was a good roll. I want to see what happens when I get a shitty roll. No. My low roll was 23.
Yeah, you're a beefy.
I've got.
I rolled
13. Oh, go ahead.
I got a 10.
And Skywatcher, you got a 13?
15.
15. It's just levels of drunkenness. 4chan, you are pleasantly drunk. You're like, this is fucking great. I'm feeling good. This is strong. I've not had that much. And I'm like toasty. Skywatcher, you're feeling fucked up. And Thistle, you're like, I'm getting trashed. I don't know if I'm sleeping here or going home, but I gotta figure something out quick. Yeah, it is. You guys, Thistle and Skywatcher have the poison condition as they are drunk. Just so that's clear. Excellent, excellent. And as you all are drinking and already drunk, you see Jasper walk out, and he has a purple eye, and he looks kind of pale and like a little fucked up from the experience.
Oh, Jasper, why do you have 2 purple eyes and 4 eyes?
Looks like
Alright.
Jasper down at the looks down at the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise. Super eyes.
That's
I-
a good one.
I did it.
Did you cut out your eye?
So you
Put in
so
a
you put it
different
in.
one?
We tried to do it without that, but didn't
Yeah.
go so well.
No, the eyeball just kind of came out on its own.
Weird. Ugh.
How's
I
it look?
didn't get to see it. Do it again.
Oh, it's in, and it hurt really fucking bad. Sorry, Beery. It hurt really bad.
You want some smooch?
well,
Oh,
then it sounds like you need some of this.
please.
Does Jasper imbibe?
Yes.
Excellent. Beery, do you join? And Glanduel, do you join? It seems like there's just a little party at Beery's tonight.
It's my last night with you all for a while, probably.
You could cast
There's,
Lester Restoration in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
You're good.
Barry will drink. Glanduil will definitely drink if offered.
Yeah. Glen's like, can I? Or
Might I also partake in this most egregious beverage?
Cool. And you all hang out, getting progressively drunker as the evening goes on. Jasper, you know, the alcohol doesn't cure the pain, but it definitely dulls it. You do just think like, I just need to have a fucking long night's rest in an actual bed, not in a tent, or not, you know, I mean, I guess you slept well in Lonelywood, or in Lonelywood town, but all of your time in the forest and everything else, you're like, I would like to actually cuddle up. And you know that Hilda's bed is still open right next door. Is there anything you all wish to do with the evening as you imbibe?
I don't think so.
So tell me, friends, my new friends, what is the plan? How shall we end this endless winter?
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up if you keep talking.
Centaur has had too much to drink.
Honestly, that's kind of how he is all the time. You get used to it.
Well,
Yeah,
Back to
so
your question, we're kind of figuring it out as we go.
see. Well, then what is the next step in the journey?
going to the Dwarven Valley to help the dwarves.
Are you familiar with Kelvin's Cairn?
Am I? Have I heard of it? Probably.
Yeah, you've seen it on the map. It is the mountain in the Dale besides the spine of the world, which is below.
I have passing familiarity, yes.
That's where we're headed.
I see.
We got somewhat of a distress call from some explorers out there. We're gonna go check on them.
Very well. Shall be a most brave and chivalrous deed.
For sure.
Yeah, and on the way there are some dwarves that need our help, and we're gonna stop there because Jasper works for a lady, and she told us we should go there, so we gonna do that.
Technically, I work for someone who also the lady works for, but that's neither here nor there.
What are
Very
we
well.
doing? What did she say about them?
Say about who?
The guys we're supposed to be helping.
Well, I don't know. She basically was like, we gotta go to the Dwarven Valley because she owes them a favor, and they asked for help. And I don't know. She said like we gotta go up there and get the attention of the guards, and then I gotta give them this scroll, and then they'll take us to the Dane. I don't. This guy named Silverstream, and then we'll get our mission or whatever. So, I guess if y'all are ready, we can leave in the morning and just head out to the Dwarven Valley. I guess, Beery, I got a favor to ask you. I guess we got those Mary berries, and they only do the thing if you cook them first. Would you be able to make me something that, maybe like a granola bar or something with these Mary berries in them that'll keep on the road?
Yeah, I could do that. It's a great idea.
Okay, I think there's 3 of them in this bag.
I'll make a big breakfast to send you all off in the morning.
Cool. Yeah, so Jasper will give the 3 Mary berries for whatever.
Hardtack infused with Mary berries.
Yeah.
Mary Berry bars.
Hey, Beery. Gonna miss you, Beery.
I'll miss you too, Skywatcher.
You were
Think you've come
easily
a
the
long
most attractive of the group.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. And I turn and walk away.
That's fair. Very fair.
Ugh.
What? Go ahead.
I think Jasper's pretty drunk, and we'll just
Yes.
kind of offhandedly say to Skywatcher, are you looking for attractive? I mean, honestly, I'm kind of curious as to how that would work.
I don't know what I'm looking for. I just, she's the only one here, really. Now the most attractive one's going to be this glandular.
I thank you, but I believe it went without saying.
You, I mean, I don't know.
Y'all are
What-
great.
What are you into?
I can't. I don't know.
I think Jasper will just shift into I don't know, passion and just be like, hey,
Wait,
What in
what's-
blazes are you doing? How have
Wait.
you done this trick?
wait,
No.
Jasper.
oh, and he'll say as in
Jasper, wait, who did you look like?
passion, but in
Okay.
Jasper's voice as passion. Be like, what?
Like you're like using her accent or sounding like Jasper?
I'm sounding like Jasper.
Okay. You all watch Jasper shift and become this other person, and she is wearing all of his clothes all the same. I would say
Oh,
roll for Glandwheel and Arcana check if you would. And Thistle if you would too
Oh,
as well. You're also trained in magic.
Can't guide myself anymore. That sucks.
No more guidance.
Dirty
no,
20.
Jasper, what are you doing?
Dirty 20, Thistle.
17.
Wow. All right.
It appears to you to be some sort of either alter self spell or perhaps a polymorph. You've never seen something quite like it.
Did not realize you was trained in Arcana.
The fact that the
Magnificent.
clothes stayed the same, and as you look, the eye is the same, makes you think it's not illusory because the way it it's like the mass shifted on the body. If that
Seems
makes
more
sense.
like transmutation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell y'all. I'm a changeling. It's just kind of something that.
Roll a deception check
Yeah. Cool. Well.
as you start talking.
So let me ask you. I'm pretending to be somebody else. Does that trigger my actor?
I'd say so. I feel like maybe you said this lie before.
Are we inciting against this?
If you would like to, you can. Everyone, if you are drunk, though, bear that in
24.
mind. Jasper, you just said you were drunk,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a straight roll for you.
Okay, then I'll re-roll.
Thistle, you are drunk, so if you'd like to roll insight, you have disadvantage. Glandwheel, if you would like to roll a constitution save, you said you would drink. We can see how drunk you are or are not. With your new ring, it's harder for you to get drunk, you quickly find. Because you're like,
true.
oh, that amount usually got me fucked up, and I still feel pretty good.
Aha, it's not that good. That's a 9.
Excellent. You may both roll the inside checks with disadvantage.
Okay.
I should have had you done the same with Arcana.
I'm rolling a side eye just to do
Go
it.
for it. And you can just shoot me the number.
And on insight.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Thistle.
I rolled an 8.
You have heard of changelings before. Odd creatures. Not too prominent. Both of you have. That makes sense. This is what this magic is. This person is a changeling. Someone who would probably have to hide this, because being a changeling that they can shapeshift freaks a lot of people out. So this is quickly like, oh, this person just revealed a deeply personal secret. Like, I think you all kind of click of like, this is a significant thing that we just saw. I'll say that.
Kind of share a glance with Thistle.
I'll exchange the same glance with Glanduel and
Maybe
look at Jasper and get very excited and happy and gleeful. And Jasper, this is fantastic.
Oh, you like it? You're not. It's not weird that I can. And then Jasper will shift into Thistle, and he'll say, "This isn't weird to you."
Maybe you shouldn't have.
No, not weird, but-
Hold on a second. You try to shift into Thistle, and you find yourself unable to grab a hold of that form. Which you're like, huh? Because I've turned into a gnome before.
Yeah.
And immediately you're like, something's up.
Okay. I think Jasper's actually shook.
But you can effortlessly turn into Glandwheel.
Yes, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think it's gonna be like
Fine.
that happens, and that I don't think has ever happened. It's always been a thing where Morpha's always been able to just be whoever they wanted to be at the time, and I think like their brain is gonna like reboot. Like they're just gonna straight up just be like, I don't actually know what to do right now, and will actually just like sort of freeze and look really confused.
Understandable. You all see
maybe you
Jasper
need
kind
to-
of skip a beat there. He
Yeah.
seems kind of fucked up.
Quickly just shifts back to Jasper and is just like, oh, all right. Yeah, so, yep, you guys know that about me.
So, is Jasper your true name?
No, that is the name that I go by when I wear this face. Jasper's just kind of a nickname. I go by I don't go by my true name is Morpha, but I don't use that name. So please do not ever speak that name outside of this group, especially if we're not basically speaking
Hey.
telepathically.
Hey, Jasper.
Should we all just share secrets?
You probably just shouldn't have said that part of it out loud, and they just wouldn't have known at all. Maybe you need to sleep this off.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
So-
that time when we were eating spaghetti, and you said that you didn't want to reveal this?
Was that
to-
today?
It's just a changeling. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that time just
I too have
a couple
fey
hours
blood.
ago? You said you weren't comfortable with it yet.
What?
I think maybe you need to go to sleep.
Glenduil, what were you saying?
I too have fey blood, as changelings do.
Oh.
And Thistle, were you saying anything?
When Jasper tried to change into Thistle, would it have registered to Thistle that it all, like, or would I have just read?
I would say what
would
it
I have
looks
picked
like
up
is
on
like
it from his reaction?
like for you, Jasper, it was like your skin started to shift and
Yeah.
then it just changed back and nothing happened. And you're like,
It was
huh.
like wobbly and then just didn't do anything.
Thistle, I'll say roll me an insight check. You are drunk, so you do have disadvantage on it. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Okay. That's a 9.
You've never had like a lot of direct contact with changelings. It's something just weird on the magic of it, maybe. You're not really sure. But I would say what you do see is Jasper kind of like locks up for a second. It's just like just sort of thinking about the situation, and then they start speaking about how he's just sort of spilling his secrets, and you're like, oh, cool. He's kind of like panicking a little bit now.
So seeing Jasper confused and Thistle being familiar with the nature of changelings and with Glanduil sharing a little bit. So Thistle will look at Jasper and say, I really appreciate you sharing this. Like Forge Hand said, pointed out, you said you weren't going to share this at first. I really appreciate that sign of trust. I have my own secrets about my true self as well. And in the sense of full disclosure with the new group. And then you'll see Thistle take off the trench coat he's wearing and throw out 2 iridescent blue feathered wings and a brown chipmunk's tail and fly around the room a little bit.
I
was waiting for
hummingbird
you to-
wings.
I was waiting for you to suddenly be 7 feet tall.
What the fuck?
Change cut off.
I was hoping he was 3 small creatures.
Yeah, it's good.
Trench coat. So while he's flying around looking at Jasper and the group, same goes to say with Jasper's true nature. I want to keep this between us and off the radar of the town and anyone else we meet. I don't think creatures as myself from the Fae might be accepted by everyone.
Okay, so as this happens, Morpha's brain is just like freaking the fuck out, and I think will
Barry, I
connect.
think we need some help. I think we've had too much to drink. Please help.
Barry, at this point, as soon as like Jasper did his change, you immediately went and closed the curtains. just so that's
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. Definitely.
As like the nervous mom of like, oh cool, he's showing off right now, and it's maybe not good.
Ugh. So,
I
Ja-
think people are
Got
making
three.
unwise decisions.
I got 3 lesser restorations. Who wants them?
I mean,
I don't need it. Hey, look
Yeah,
what I
it-
can do. And I'm going to turn into an octopus.
Holy shit! Suddenly the whole store is filled with a gigantic fucking octopus that's just like squishing everyone because you're so much bigger than you normally would be with the enlarged self spell. And it's like shit is knocked over instantly. Do you stay that way or change back?
I guess I'll change back.
You sink, and everyone's just kind of like lands. Holy
He's
shit!
giving you a look.
so I think
My bad. Yep.
when Thistle's
I
like
think you need to hit
buzzing
Thistle
around
and
the
Jasper
room,
for sure.
I think I'm gonna connect to Glandwill and
Goody
see.
at one point just raises his bushes up and says "Spring break" and flashes his purple mushroom, and it just puffs out and spores soak into everyone's head, so everyone can read each other's minds.
Oh god!
Look, I got a secret. I'm growing secret psychic mushrooms.
Oh,
No.
goddamn it. Drunk. So drunk.
What does Jasper do?
Yeah, so he's gonna connect to Glandwill and see if seeing that is freaking them out. Like, does it seem like?
head? He's just like slashing his swords.
So he's like,
He's just so fucked up. You just see him fighting things in his own mind, and then the octopus thing happens, and I don't know. That's probably shocking for a minute.
Certainly a talented group.
Incredible.
okay,
And 4chan can get real big too. We can get him like almost 20 feet at this point whenever Skywatcher and him work together.
Yeah, do you want to see it?
No, no. Don't need anyone else. Getting really
Yes,
big.
yes.
Not in the bakery, please.
Sorry, Beery.
It's okay.
definitely see it soon, though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it in here for sure. I would go outside first because I am the only one who's still sane, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Excellent. Do you all do anything else, or
I don't know.
everyone's just kind of?
Glandawheel for something? Or
Oh yeah.
were you just surface thoughtsing?
I can't do anything other than surface thoughts.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's just
Yeah,
fucking
just
cool
self-absorbed.
that you're just thinking like, ooh, just like basically just like a highlight film of
Imagining
yourself fighting
himself,
things.
Yeah. Like you see him fighting the bandits the night before, like moving two blades around and blocking all sorts of attacks, and then getting stabbed a few times too.
I'm trying to think of things that I can show off with too.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Is
Fucking great.
Hey, Barry, is there any like anywhere to go out in this town, or like night? What kind of nightlife stuff is there around here?
I mean, I think you're pretty familiar with the bar we were at earlier. That's probably the best bet.
Was that tonight?
Yes. It's still the same night.
Oh man. Ugh. Ugh.
Are we bar hopping?
Ugh.
I'll sit this one
No,
out.
we've
I've got a
we've
bit of
done
a
it.
mess to clean up.
That's
we've done
fair.
enough bar hopping as Sporthand holds the bottle of hooch.
Yeah, I'll say the vibe does shift a little bit as Beery starts actively cleaning up like the now sort of trash shop from the 30-foot octopus that just exploded into the space. Do you all want to sleepy sleeps, or is the band trying to go out and get wild?
No, Jasper's like,
Jasper's ready to rest.
yeah, I don't
I'm
know,
still sleeping off last night.
shaking.
Fair. Fair. Thistle, are you trying to crash?
Yeah, Thistle go with the vibe of the group and just crash.
Are you trying to sleep here, or you want to go back to your place?
Probably back to my place.
Okay. So you get ready to head out. Donkey with you, and this Chwinga seems to be joining you as well, wherever you're going. Glanduil, are you trying to? You said you're trying to sleep off the last night. Are you gonna head back to your uncle's?
Yeah. Stumble across the street.
Skywatcher, Beery, Forge Hand, you all can sleep here, and then Jasper, you head next door.
Yeah.
Fantastic. As you
Hey,
all,
Thistle, before you leave, where could we find you if we need to?
Yeah, so I have an office, and my home is in the office in the residential building across from the town hall. So
let me place it on the map. Are you ready? Layer, map, arrow. Oh nope, hold on. Arrow, layer, map. Right there. Prickly investigations. Right here. And you all know that Glanduil will be literally across the street from Beery's. Should we plan to
Okay.
meet here in the morning here or something?
Yeah. It's
Yep.
a good
Sounds
idea.
an excellent plan.
Do you all help Beery clean up a little bit?
For sure.
Cool.
Right.
yeah,
That's when you are talking about like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna head out or whatever. Like as you're
Yeah.
finishing the cleaning and the vibe sort of shifted.
The only
Um,
other one who's still sober will
Yeah.
definitely help out.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And as you're going to part ways, Thistle, you've like got yourself together, you've got your coat back on. You all see that he like straps, like there's like straps almost around his wings to like hold them against his body, and you watch as he like wraps his tail around his own waist. It seems like it did look like he had a little bit of a belly, and you're like, oh, that's just like the fluff of the tail, and it looks like it's kind of keeping him warm a little bit as he puts his jacket back on.
We're heading
Good.
out at the same time. I'll ask once we're outside. My friend.
You're not outside yet. As you all go to leave, you hear a knock at the door. Beery, I'd say you like sigh and go and open it up, and you see
What is
Drea.
this? The movie Clue?
Yeah, that's so good. You see Drea and BB have returned. Hi!
Oh.
BB comes in and like runs into the room. Corey, Thistle, there is a little goblin child that sort of comes in and emphatically hugs Beery. Let me see if I have art available.
First instinct when he comes out, Glanduil starts drawing his sword.
A goblin! Foul beast! And Thistle, you also see by his side is Drea. And there's like immediately like eyes locking and maybe like blushing on both parts. Hi, everyone. How's it going? I'm Drea. Looking at Glanduil. Hi, Thistle.
Hey, Drea, where you been?
Glanduil of the noble house Galadon, heir to the 12th seat of Everest,
just starts
master
rambling
of the
on.
blue flame, sage of the blue tiger style, and wielder of Berethiel and Berethos, blades of light and shadow. I am known in the dwarven tongue as Geldor Moons.
Hand over his mouth.
I just mute him. Yeah. Thistle, you lock eyes and say that to Drea, and Drea's like, BB, he needed to go to his goblin home and talk to people. We have a scroll. We're supposed to go talk to the speaker, but we'll probably do that tomorrow. I was just hoping to sleep. I'm gonna go upstairs. Would you like to come upstairs and talk to me about why you're here?
Yeah,
Let's do
sounds
that.
good,
Let's
Drea.
go
Let's do
upstairs
that.
together. Cool. And Drea and Thistle head upstairs.
Can I connect to Drea as they go?
Yeah, you do, and it's just the thoughts of like, why is he here? I am very horny though, so I guess it's good because I do want to fuck. So, but
Okay.
why is he here? Has he been talking to Beery? And then it's just like that as like they
Yeah.
break the distance. BB very emphatically hugs Beery, and I think Beery has to deal with the heartbreaking reality of explaining to BB what is going on, and we don't have to do that in character, but that is something that occurs. You all catch BB up on what's going on. Drea and Thistle head upstairs. Glanduil, you head across the street, missing your opportunity to talk to Thistle now, but you can speak to him tomorrow for sure. Skywatcher, Forgehand, and Jasper, you all head to bed, listening to Beery talk to BB and chiming in as much as you want as she goes through the process of fully explaining what was going on. And he says, I have this scroll and I'm supposed to bring it to the town speaker. Do you all want to go do that with me tomorrow?
Yeah, bud.
Hell yeah, let's do it! I'm a diplomat! And I
if
think
you say so.
we'll end the session there.
Wow.
As I'm stumbling off to bed, I'm gonna say to Beery before going off to bed,
You know, I actually realized that Drea is the most attractive one, but they're just not normally around. I wonder what.
Lesser restoration.
you're forcibly not drunk, and you're like, oh shit, I sound like a fucking idiot.
Go to bed, Skywatcher.
Yeah. All right.
Very,
Sorry, Beery.
very good.
Very kind.
I love you all. Very good sesh. This is what BB
right.
looks like,
I
Corey,
will keep-
just so you know.
I will keep the rest of this to myself then.
Yeah, Fortune has some solo
This
drinks going
is-
on.
This is only gonna cause problems.
Excellent. Well, with that, we'll pick back up tomorrow in the morning. Corey, if between now and then you'd like to text and have the conversation that Thistle and Drea have, we're welcome to. If there's any rituals or anything special you all want to do before you go to bed, that's great. Let me know. Otherwise, we will pick up next session on the morning of the 8th of Uktar. Cool beans?
Oh, yeah.
Cool beans.
Fuck yeah. Thank you for playing. Thank you for those that are still watching or watch this eventually. Next time, session 42. That will be on the 1st of May. When we see each other again, it's gonna be May.
Please cut it.